And we're live. Happy Friday, folks. People, Deluded, I'm back again. Now, apparently, Sesko talks have broken down simultaneously. There might be some progression where Gyokeres is concerned. Tomiyasu is basically a free agent as via mutual consent. Arsenal have rescinded on his contract, really and truly. And I must admit, that took me by surprise. I thought he'd have at least one more season, but I guess there's no time for sentiment. It does make me think there's a lot of chopping and changing, and we're not ramping. I mean, they did say when July starts, the business will kick off. I'd imagine Zubamendi's announced at some point today. On the topic of today, we're here till whenever. Smash the like button and let me know your thoughts. 2 p.m. I've got Graham, big up Uncle Graham, and I've got Kenny Ken at 5 p.m. I'm then gonna at 1 p.m. I'm lying to you lot, I'm gonna be on Dan Potts' stream. So yeah, man. Big up you lot tuning. Let me know your thoughts. Big up listening on my way to the gym. Hopefully it's a great workout, my guy. Hello, everyone. Wishing everyone a wonderful weekend. I second that. Hope everyone's had a great weekend. They're all in great health. Smash the like button. And I'm great, my guy, man. Is Eze a contingency based on Nwaneri leaving? It shouldn't be. I do think, I look at this youngster thing on a twofold. When you look at it really and truly, for any young player breaking into a football team, for any footballer breaking into a football team in the Premier League for a variety of reasons, it's difficult, isn't it? Because there's an element of win now mode. I know fans want us to have all the stars, give all the young players the chances, rotate all the players, but also have the same stability. You're running against time, innit? And also, I also believe to a degree, if you're good enough, you will make it. Now, there's obviously factors that go against that. In my opinion, Nwaneri shouldn't have nothing to fear, if I'm honest with you. Again, Eze's 27, for example. So you've still got time. I personally want Nwaneri to stay. I think he should feature prominently. But then where you look at the minutes, I don't blame him for thinking on one hand, this is beyond my wildest imaginations. I think he made 30 plus appearances. If you asked him this time last year, that's probably more than he expected. But I understand after playing with the under 21s or boosting yourself in the England under 21 ranks because of your exploits in the first team, obviously being exposed to the first team, being name dropped by the England gaffer Tuchel, it makes sense. And where you break down the football, of course, we need a squad. We need depth in it. But when you do break it down, you're probably going to play off the right. You've got Saka. If you do bring an Eze in, there's the option of that. In the 10, you're competing with Odegaard. Long term, I think you could be at 8. But at this moment in time, there's a bunch of players in front of you. So I could understand. I wouldn't loan him out yet. I think there's game time for him to get. But I understand if he... first and foremost, you got to be loyal to yourself, whether that is leaving Arsenal Football Club and going elsewhere. Got to remember, when his pro deal was announced, it went down to the wire. At this moment in time, I'm not going to worry, but simultaneously, the club do have to show these players that they do have the scope to make it here, and there is going to be a pathway for him and the likes of Max Dowman. And to be honest with you, if you're Nwaneri, for 17-year-olds or teenagers, probably Yamal's played the most minutes, and then probably beyond that, it's probably Miles Lewis-Skelly, if I'm honest, that's played ahead of you, if I'm honest with you. So you've probably played record minutes for a young teenager. You're clearly valued within the first team. Apparently he loves the club and whatnot. But until man sign new deals, who knows? We made a step in the right direction, obviously, with Gabriel Magalhaes and who else? Miles Lewis-Skelly, Tomiyasu's cut, Partey's cut, Jorginho's cut. Where Nwaneri's concerned, Saka's concerned, Saliba's concerned. You want to see, or better yet, you want to hear sooner rather than later that they sign new deals. But at the same time, you are 17. You are adjusting physically to the game, and you can see that at times. I personally think the good thing about Nwaneri, I think he's ahead of schedule, but in a negative but good sense. Everything that I need you to improve is not isolated to Nwaneri. It's because of your age and where you're at. Physically, he needs to improve. Obviously, there's not much he could do about that. He's 17, growing into a man's body. We're going to get into it. Typically, we're playing twice a week, 3 games in 10 days. So there's that element of recovery, etc., etc. I think mainly with Nwaneri, especially when you look at the Odegaard role, I keep saying this, for me, he just needs to spend the summer. Everything, whatever Mikel Arteta told Odegaard however he taught, better yet, Martin Odegaard that role, where to stand in and all of that, and the pressing and all of that, all the stuff off the ball in Odegaard's role. If Nwaneri learns that, Bob's your uncle, because I don't think on the ball there's an issue. Clearly, you're ready technically. It's just speed of thought, the defensive aspects, when to keep it simple, getting a bit stronger, all of those things. And at his age, you get the minutes where you can. I think there's a good chance Miles Lewis-Skelly cuts out a career as a left-back, but we don't know if he's going to stay as a left-back or go into midfield. Right now, you just need to get games. Mikel Arteta said Nwaneri could be a striker. I think there was capacity for him to get some minutes off the left-hand side last season. In the short to medium term, you'd imagine being some level of competition for Saka off that right, and then in Odegaard's role. And I do think he'll end up in a 10, could potentially play as an 8. But you've got to get as you live. You've got to play. We don't even know if Miles Lewis-Skelly wants to be a left back. But at the end of the day, you don't take that opportunity. You don't do what Miles Lewis-Skelly's done in the 6 odd months, probably getting paid mad money now, big him up on that contract, playing against Real Madrid, England call up, all of those kind of things, man. No, I repent to God for that left back statement. What? No, Nwaneri could have played left wing. Come on, smash the like button, get the stream to 100 likes. As Nathan has said, do that. Nico Williams is a weirdo, talking about loyalty, but only wanted to leave for Barca. Now Barca can't register him. He wants to renew. Just funny how people change. I mean, the one people that have won is Bilbao, because if they're doing their due diligence, they significantly upped that release clause. He put him on big money, and he's on a 10-year contract. Obviously, the way Bilbao recruit, it's mainly their rules around recruitment. They have Bilbao-based players in it. It's a bit weird. It is a bit weird because we were led to believe when we were interested in Nico Williams, it's going to be expensive. Then we heard he's changing his demands. Now he's staying at Bilbao, in which I hear it. At the end of the day, it's one life to live. If you're comfortable in Bilbao, especially going into a World Cup year, then fair enough. But I think everybody expected him to go to Barcelona. But it just shows how things can happen. Would you sign Eze if it meant losing Nwaneri? If it meant losing Nwaneri, no. But for me, the man can play, bro. Like, if we learned nothing new last season, is that we need depth. And then obviously, where you look at Nwaneri, it's very different relying on him or any player to do it twice a week, 3 games in 10 days, over a 38-game period, let alone the rest. For me, Saka and Nwaneri, at this moment in time, the attackers that are at the club, we're going to get into all that stuff. But for all the Sesko and Gyokeres and this one and Eze and Rodrigo and this and that, they're not here in it. Right now, there's 2 attackers that I would center things around. That is, that under no circumstances would leave. That's Bukayo Saka and obviously Nwaneri. And even what I was saying with the 10 position, you look at the 10 role, we got to remember I do think Arteta likes young players a lot more than people make out, but he's not on the Arsene Wenger charity minutes thing. You look in the 10 position, you're competing at this moment in time, rightly or wrongly, with Odegaard, probably with Kai Havertz. If you bring Eze in, there's a luxury of that. Asterisk, I personally think he maybe with a year's experience, you never know. But there's also the aspect of if something's gone on with those options under Mikel Arteta, he might play a more different midfield 3. So, we have seen Partey, Marino, Partey's not here, Partey, Marino, and Rice. But yeah, this is the reality of playing for a big club, and the competition's only going to get worse. For me, Max Dowman, Ethan Nwaneri, Miles Lewis-Skelly, obviously still young, but more senior to them. Sorry, people, don't put my fan on. More senior to them. Bukayo Saka, they're central, bro. And even from like a money point of view, like Nwaneri's an appreciated asset. For him, though, I would wonder, because you've sniffed at the dream, innit? You've sniffed at the dream. You've been getting you've been on the cusp of the England first team. You're finally doing what essentially set out to do with playing. I could understand if he says, do you know what? I want to go somewhere else and play, man. Partey is gone. What do you mean? No, it's a yes. Don't be sentimental. What? I'm not sure what you're talking about there, but I don't know. Eze is a 10, left 8, left wing. Nwaneri can play games more right side of this calm. It's true, but then again, for me, when I look at Eze, right, like you said there, if you was to play for Arsenal right now and we named our strongest 11 or what we think is the probable 11, Eze is probably into that, is off that left. Now we start to talk about how he can play as a left 8 and what that could mean with the midfield options. Obviously, he can play and compete in Odegaard's role. So what does that make with Odegaard, especially if he's struggling? I think I don't expect to see him do it on a regular basis, but indirectly, Eze might not feature there per se, but bringing in Eze is obviously good because he can play off the right and he can play as a false nine. I don't think we'll see that. But then again, if the window works how Arsenal think it needs to work, you've got Eze who can play all about the plays. You've got Eze who can play all about the plays. So it means it will affect Nwaneri. You've got Eze there. You've got Rodrigo who can also play in the left and a 10. And if push comes to shove, could play off the right. On paper, if you did get Eze, that's a right wing option. Rodrigo is a right wing option. Might not see it, but if push comes to shoves, the Jesus, the Martinellis, the Trossards, I reckon this probably means more Trossard or Martinelli might depart. And even with that, really, You have seen the BBC report. We're going to go over this, that Arsenal might make some unpopular sales within the next year or so. So that might add fuel to the fire. I don't think so with Odegaard, but if Odegaard's form, doesn't progress and, the other options take their opportunities, Eze might grab his spot. Nwaneri might be too good to ignore at some point. There's obviously that. Kai Havertz, apparently there's clubs with an S interested in Germany. I'm not sure on that. Naturally, when I hear that, I think Bayern Munich, because I don't think we're getting our 65 million back, but they got the facilities, obviously came through at Leverkusen. They just got some money from Liverpool. RIP Diego Jota once again. Other than that, I can't see Kai Havertz going Leipzig and all of that. But at some point, if Kai Havertz's role diminishes to being a squad player, but not first team name on the sheet, there's that. Like, you look at, I don't think they will go, but because ultimately it comes down to doing the job, and we've seen with Partey gone now, Tomiyasu, that anything can happen. Gonna have to watch Martin Odegaard's form closely. Gonna have to watch Martinelli's form closely. Kai Havertz is one to monitor. I know he's just walked into the team, but you can't rule out a Marino or something departing. So be interesting, man. From a fan point of view, I want to keep Nwaneri. From a Nwaneri point of view, I think you should want to stay. You and your friend Miles Lewis-Skelly have done well, but I can understand if you're thinking about the next steps, people. But yeah, smash the like button. Tell him to forward and link Chido and Aiden. Who are they? Who are they? Don't know who Chido or B Martin is or Aiden. I don't know. Do they play for that team that almost got relegated? I don't know about them, man. It's a different thing over here. Only the strong survive. Them man, they weren't cut out for this. Tommy gone, Tini gone, Zinchenko probably gone. Surely this means Hato coming in. I hope so, man. We should pour a juice for the fullbacks, man. Fives Cartel didn't lie when he said there's one Ghana, next one Barn, because Lewis Skelly and that has come true. And it's a bit of a changing of the old guard, man. DG bro, God, Just D thinks anyone would have to pay 100 minimum for Nwaneri. Big up my guy, Just D, but not 100 million. Like, not 100 million. Not 100 million. Rackades, but the contract. I love Ethan a lot, but I'd rather he goes on loan than we straight up let him go. Such a great talent. I hear that. If that was an angle, then I hear that. But for me, I think that when you get your chance, just take it, innit? I think you'll be all right. Physically, I don't think Nwaneri is quite ready compared to MLS. Yeah, exactly. And I think that people forget that with Yao Mao, people develop at different rates. I'm not saying anyone here, but I genuinely think people forget the human element to footballers, like people, like these men are still going through puberty. Like, there's obviously physically being able to hold off the ball. There's also being able to run, recovery as well. As I said, you're playing at some point, you maybe not so much in August, but you're playing 2 games a week, 3 games in 10 days, 90-minute games. It's a lot for your body. He's going to have to adjust to it. But yeah, man, we'll get into that. How much is Nwaneri worth? Well, anything less than 60 million is a myth, man. Poor juice for the fullbacks. Bro, they don't rate us fullbacks, but we're the most important in the game. None of these wingers, everyone wants to talk about Saka. No one wants to talk about Timber and Ben White's whatnot. No one wants to talk about what Tini did or what Zinchenko did. Zinchenko, new left back inverted, comes in, we fight for the title. Then you're seeing Timber and all of these guys. We're the most underrated. You see what Trent does. You see what Marcelo does and the other Brazilian guy whose name can't be mentioned because they're madman. Fullbacks were the most important. We're the waviest. We're not failed strikers and wingers no more. You lot have to respect us. We're all centre mids and them things there. Look at Miles Lewis-Skelly. You're kind of mad. Don't ever diss us fullbacks. You can never diss us fullbacks. And again, I can't talk about fullbacks and not be shameless. You know the vibes. Stop.
I guess this right back.
I ain't seen even Martinelli do this. When you see Trossard score a bonga, like, anyways, don't diss us fullbacks, man. Don't diss us. We're there. No, fullbacks are meaty. Some of you are shit though. Some of you running backs, I know you're shit. I'm not even saying I'm a baller, but I know some of you are shit. Some of you are allegedly wingers and that. Some of you are shit. Some of you are shit. It's easy to talk behind the screen, ain't it? Smash the like button. Depends where Arsenal see Nwaneri ceiling, I guess. And obviously, like, a trajectory is not this. It's not this. It's not, you don't just go like that. That's not how life works. That's not how football works. Nwaneri's going to have setbacks. It's like Miles Lewis-Skelly. Everything is amazing. He's had some setbacks off the field, I feel, with the way they've, not necessarily, God willing, nothing to do with his family or whatnot, because he's clearly got a good family, good mother, good father, good guy, does stuff with charity. But in the sense that, they've tried to assassinate the man's character. Like, we all saw his announcement video for the new contract. We all know about the community work, but to label a 17 at the time, 18 now, a thug is crazy. So he's had to deal with that. He's not the first, nor he's the last. We saw what happened with Rashford, Sancho, and Saka. We've known with Sterling. We know with Rashford. Rashford even gets heat for Garnacho wearing his Aston Villa shirt. So he's not going to be the first or the last. But there are going to be times where Miles Lewis Skelly is making mistake after mistake. He's struggling. He might get dropped. This is just how a footballer's career happens. You don't just burst in. It's been a dream. He's doing well. But my point of saying that's to say this. That's going to happen with Nwaneri. There was an element of that. I would say one of my favorite parts of the season, beyond the obvious, is that little period where, obviously, I don't like the circumstances in which Nwaneri got his chance because there was injuries. But when it felt like he was grabbing that right wing spot. I think around the time we played Brighton away, in which he scored. Statistically, it's not, but I reckon he's probably in that attacking unit. He's probably second or third best finisher at the club. It depends how you rank it, because when I say best finisher, I would probably say Trossard, but Trossard ain't got the most goals. Saka's been the one sharing the burden. I think Nwaneri, and I love Nwaneri's left foot, man. He wants to just let it go. He's got that, he's got that Saka thing where he'll either cutting off that right onto his left, have a goal. You've seen it with the finishes, or cross to the back post. We get Gyokeres. I know heading statistics are not positive where Gyokeres is concerned, but there's also something. People should start putting respect on fullbacks. Big up yourself, DGK. Come on, man. Come on. They have to respect us. We're going to miss Tomiyasu. I'm vexed still. I didn't expect. I know Tommy needs to go. We ain't got time for sentiment, but I thought one last season saloon. He's being linked with move to Saudi. Attacking positions harder to play. Nwaneri competing with Saka, Skelly competing with Zini, Tommy, Tierney. People like this. Big difference, to be fair. It is true, but generally, even Miles Lewis Skelly, I don't know if everyone was fit, if you would have got your opportunity, but that is life. You've got to take them. Remember when Martinelli got a proper opportunity, Smith Rowe was about them times, and Saka? That was because our team became so shit. The youth had to revive it. You're not wrong, but then when you deep it, yeah. If anything, generally last season, is you would have thought we're stronger in defense than attack, right? And I just feel naturally it's probably easier. All mistakes can harm a team, in it. Like if I give a young 18-year-old an opportunity, it's 1-1 in the game. 83rd minute, he's dilly-dallying in possession. His pocket gets picked. He loses the ball. The team go down the other end and score. We're in issues. Or equally, it could be a close nil game. He misses from 5 yards, because this happens. Man, a human. He misses from 5 yards. The other team get one opportunity and they bag. So mistakes can happen, but surely it's easier to give attackers opportunity, young attackers opportunities than defenders, because obviously if Miles Lewis Skelly gets caught in possession in the defensive third, that's going to 9 times out of 10 harm us a lot more than, I don't know, if Ethan Nwaneri lost the ball in the attacking third. And when you look at the options, that obviously the experience is going to go against him. Like, you've got Marino, who's not a striker, playing up front. Kai Havertz the same. Martinelli and Trossard, who are probably stronger off the left than you, but present their own issues. Odegaard, whose form, like, it was just poor last season. Saka is Saka, unfortunately got injured. Jesus the same. So yeah, it's techie, man. But my thing is, it's difficult for all young players of all clubs to break through. Do you know how difficult it is to break into the Premier League? Then you got to remember, like, it's immediate pressure. You look at Amarin, he might want to bust young players into the team, but if you don't get results, you're gone. Not the same, but to a degree, Mikel Arteta and whatnot. Everything's on the table, but at least until January, I wouldn't entertain any talk about loading out Nwaneri. But I would want to get football. I'd be hungry, because it's gone from being a dream to a bit of a reality. And I don't know if Nwaneri can think too far ahead, but you was close to an England call-up. It's a World Cup year. You never know what form can do for you. You never, because it does feel like the attacking ranks, bar the obvious, the Cole Palmers, the Fodens, leaving the best till last, Bukayo Saka, obviously Harry Kane. Could you extend that? No, not even. You don't know if it's going to be a Ollie Watkins or Ivan Toney, but the names I said, apart from them, it feels like you can get an opportunity. If your form is great, it is what it is, type of thing. So yeah, man, smash the like button, subscribe if you're new here. Appreciative for you lot's talking points. We'll get into all the news and all of that, man. But in fact, we're not doing that till we have 100 likes. You lot are boying it. Mods, please, come on. You lot say I'm underrated. The only way we can grow is obviously you lot smashing like button, subscribing, engaging. Big up you lot, people. Again, I know you're obviously talking via the live chat. If it wouldn't be too much of a big ask, if you've got this on your phone or whatever, you see the comment section under the video, leave a comment. They make the algorithm go mad. We're so close to 70k, man. I'm doing well, man. Doing well. Didn't really sleep well yesterday. It's a bit weird in that when the weather's finally kind of dropped a bit in the United Kingdom, I just couldn't sleep. I just kept waking up, man. I was up at 3 a.m, actually just trying to get this Zubamendi video done, man. Like, I'm getting a lot of knockbacks, man. Every time I upload a section, copyright, but it will be out, man. Just bear with me. But yeah, man, read a bit of a book as well. So yeah, man, smash the likes. Harvey Elliott going World Cup again, and you never know. There's a lot of wild cards. Curtis Jones, him. There's a lot of quote unquote unanswered questions with Tuchel's England squad. I disagree with what I've just said, because if I put myself in Thomas Tuchel's thinking, it's not like you're England manager and you've just joined with a year to go. It's not like onslaught. It's not like Amarin if he walked in at United, or Arteta, where you've got some time to see them up close and personal. You only get a couple of international breaks. You need to bet on stuff. So he probably knows the core nucleus of, to a degree, regardless of form, who is, and this goes for all countries, who is going to go off to the World Cup. There's probably 3 to 4 spots that are up for debate. In my opinion, left back, I know there's Miles Lewis-Skelly. You never know what Livramento and Lewis Hall. I actually think it will. I don't think England are strong enough defensively for me to have any hope. I don't really feel there's a centre-half partnership that convinces me, etc. Is Nwaneri Midi? Serious questions only, please. Are they willing to let Nwaneri leave because they rate Max Dowman that much higher and think he has a higher ceiling? Potentially, yeah, but I'm not being funny. Both could be in your first team. Both could make you a lot of money, because let's just say Nwaneri can't make it at Arsenal. That's at least 50 million. DG, thoughts on Arsenal's away kit being leaked? We already knew what the kit was. It looks amazing. But sign me a striker so man can buy the shirts for the new season. How are we going to utilize that midfield of Rice, Odegaard, Eze, Zubamendi, Nordgaard, probably also Nwaneri though? Brother, I don't know. But there was times we need to, whether it's because of injuries, whether it's, the starting 11 that's done the job for 10 games, game 11 it hasn't. Nordgaard is probably going to be a rotationary option. I think he'll play a lot more than Jorginho ever did, just because you're a lot more fitter. Zubamendi, the 6 is his. Eze can play out wide. Rice, you could rest him here and there. Be interesting. I actually feel Nwaneri is seen as a right winger, at least for now. I think it's right wing, then probably Odegaard. I expect to see you make a number of sub appearances. Yeah, less of that roast beef, man. No Nwaneri slander, blood. Your guy, I'm mad. Crazy player. In times like this, DG's content gets me through, man. You don't know how much you really help people, bro. I don't care if it has nothing to do with my team. I always look forward to when you go live. Marcel, big up yourself, and that's what it's about. Unfortunately, Jota is in your display picture. I say unfortunately because we've all seen across the last 24 hours what happened, RIP, but that's what it's about. We have a laugh and a joke. In the grand scheme of things, who really cares, man? This platform is for the football fans. Yes, I'm an Arsenal fan, but we love the game. Like, we have a laugh and a joke, slag each other's team off, and then we be honest. Why can't we have balance? But big up yourself, man. Big up a gal talks football. Nwaneri is better than Madu crap. And that's where I'll get a bit mad. If I see, I don't think Madueke is a bad player. I don't want him. I don't want him for 50 million. I like his attitude, because I actually feel you see some players that are very good at football. They can do it all. They don't really believe in themselves. And there's average players who believe in themselves. For me, it don't make sense. For the P's, it makes sense to a degree. He's English, he's young, can play in a bunch of roles, all of that stuff. But for their wages, for the P's, the wages and the price tag, it don't make no sense. And like what you said, kill Nwaneri. Like, Madueke is probably better off the left-hand side than Nwaneri. I'd rather Nwaneri play. And for me, I know it's not really anything to do with Nwaneri, but if you go, Madueke. But if you go and sign Madueke after telling me goosebumps and all of that, I'm not expecting a madness. I'm not expecting anything serious in the season to come. I'm not on it. If you bring Eze and Rodrigo and all of this, then it kind of is what it is. But you're bringing me the youths, I'm not down for that. That's tired, man. Absolutely tired. I think Skelly will stay left back and occasionally play in midfield. But in 2 to 3 years, when Nordgaard's gone, he'll probably play in midfield. I don't even think Nordgaard be here for 3 years, though. 18 months, 2 years at best. And again, there is a pathway. Because, again, obviously there's different kind of midfielders. You got people that could be 10s, 8s, 6s, but realistically, you've got Rice and Zubamendi. Zubamendi's 26. Rice is about 25. They're here. Marino, maybe not necessarily age, but people that could play there. Marino, Kai Havertz, Nordgaard. Spots start to open up if they're not going to be here, type of thing. Not because of age, but maybe his wages and maybe potentially diminishing squad role. Odegaard, even though I don't quite believe that, I think Odegaard will be back to his best next season, or at least I hope so. Rodrigo leaves and joins Bayern. And that's the thing. Rodrigo leaves. There's a pick of clubs. It's not just an Arsenal thing. And this is why, for me, by all means, get me my Sesko, my Gyokeres, get Zubamendi over the line, and all the other things were spoken about. Do all of that. Chase Rodrigo, because we're going to throw our hat into the ring. Liverpool, City, whether the teams need him or not, Europe's elite will all field some sort of offers, or at least consider it. They might consider it and not progress it, but they'll consider it. So by all means, throw your hat into the ring for that kind of one. But at some point, you're going to have to bite the bullet. Simultaneously, obviously, everything away from Rodrigo links might be a step down, but make sure you bring a left winger anyways, because that's something beyond Eze just being an attractive player. That's one thing I like around the Eze rumors, in that it is irrelevant from our pursuit of a left winger, really. So it's seen as someone else. And I understand not everyone you bring in is going to be big money star player and stuff like that. You do need to bring in some squad fillers, like we've done with a Marino, whether I like him or not, like with a Norgard. But then I also feel, yeah, obviously we're not City and whatnot, and I'm not saying buy stars, but indirectly you make man squad players if you sign better than what they are, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know who I would say as an example. Let's just say prime Cristiano Ronaldo, for argument's sake, when he was a winger doing skills and that. Let's just say we signed him. He was playing off the right? Indirectly, that makes Saka a squad player. Still a bloody good footballer, but indirectly for us, that makes him a squad player. I know we're not going to do that, but it doesn't feel like we ever have that trail of thought, if it makes sense. Indirectly, some man that were once first team players have become squad players through different reasons. Tomiyasu, who's obviously keeping it moving. Gabriel Jesus, the same. Who else would there be? You get where I'm going, innit? Martinelli should be that. Would this be the best window ever if we get Eze, Rodrigo, and Gyokeres? Of the Emirates era, yeah. And to be fair, it'd be the first. Sorry. Finish my coffee. It would be the first. I don't make it make sense. At least off the top of my head, it will probably be the first window where I feel Arsenal have addressed all areas, whether they work out or not. Now, you know, you need a goalie. I think we need two, because for me, Tommy Setford needs to go on loan, play men's football, be outside your comfort zone. I hear it. You're training with Kepa and Raya, and you got to be the third choice, but there's no substitute for playing. And the quicker he plays, the better. But, you know, we needed a backup keeper. You went and got that. Needed a centre midfielder, whether I think they're upgrades or not, you went and done that. If you go and get Eze, Rodrigo, and Sesko / Gyokeres, needed attacking additions, you went and got that. So in terms of incomings, you done everything on paper that we've needed to do, because we always do, at best, if we need to do 5 things, we might do 3. And then we start doing the priority thing. Even going back to when we brought Partey, remember we needed an 8 and a 6. And depending on who you wanted, you're saying, no, get Al or get Partey. That we've gone beyond that now. In previous years, in this 3-year period where we've been fighting for the Premier League, I think you could have not afforded to, but I think we would have afforded luxuries if you did one thing but not the other. Out of time now. You need to get everything now. It's too late now. It's too late. Get to 100 likes. I can't believe we ain't got 100 likes yet, people. We'll go over the transfer news once we get to 100. We've got 77 though. Big up you lot who have. If we don't get Rodrigo, who are we getting in the left wing position? He may go to Bayern. We're being linked with Malik Fofana. Is Guirassy a good option? He probably is, but I don't feel him, man. I think he's a good player, but I don't really. Nah. I'd rather Ollie Watkins. I'll be real. I'd rather Ollie Watkins. At least he's prem proven. The biggest targeted players in the world all know they'll win trophies at 5 or 6 other European teams. The Premier League is always a could-win trophy situation, makes it tough to get a deal done. I think Arsenal could pitch a convincing campaign to Rodrigo and entertain it, but I don't know if we'd be front runners. If I'm PSG, I'm going to grab him. Whether they need him or not, I know they got Kvaratskhelia and all this. I'm grabbing him. If I'm City, I'm entertaining it. Liverpool probably would have been in the conversation anyways, and RIP Jota. But again, moving on the conversation, they needed a striker anyways, or they might need 2 positions. That might lean even more to Liverpool going for him. Chelsea got more money than sense. They'll be there. If Man United could find the framework behind it because of what Manchester United are, they'll be in it. I'm exaggerating a bit, but could you get a left field choice like a Newcastle? Remember, nobody expected Robinho to sign for City. Will there be that kind of thing? Will he stay at Real Madrid? Like, even if Xabi Alonso says, do you know what, you're not going to get the first team football I think you desire, maybe he thinks, do you know what, I'm going to prove the manager wrong. So at some point, go after that, go and do your thing. But yeah, DG, is this prem proven thing a myth? Noni is prem proven and sucks. Comes down to ability, in it. Like, it just comes down to ability, because we've bought prem proven, man. I'm being a bit silly, but man, seen Williams, Sterling, Cedric Suarez, they all stunk up the gaff. Obviously, can never disrespect the legend Petr Cech, but the Petr Cech that is in all the highlights of what he did at Chelsea and at Arsenal, very different things. They stunk up the gaff. So it comes down to the ability, if I'm honest with you. I don't think Madueke is the worst signing, but it just stinks. And I don't really think we're on to Madueke like that, but it would tell me a lot if we sign Madueke. It told me everything's gone wrong, or at least the plan A, B, C, D, E, F, G targets hasn't banged. If that makes sense. And we're just bargain hunting in Chelsea. That's the only reason I'm shook, because it does. You can see something like that happening. Now, if Madueke signs for us, great. I just don't think it makes sense. Like, is Madueke that good to cost Nwaneri any minutes off the right-hand side in the grand scheme of learning and whatnot? He can play off the left, but is he the guy on the left-hand side for a run of time? And he probably is in with a shout of getting an England call up. How much minutes is he getting at Arsenal? I don't know, people. Get me Palmer, not Noni. Bro, if we could grab Caicedo, Palmer, and all them kind of players, bro, I'll be over the moon. But I won't hold my breath, man. I will not hold my breath. Get me Palmer, though, man. DG, I'm confident we'll get Rodrigo. Just want you to remember. I hope so. I didn't think we was gonna get Rice, Aubameyang, Ozil, Alexis Sanchez. Hopefully, this is a positive omen in that regard. What do you think about Lookman? Good option if we don't get Rodrigo. Definitely could consider it. Can play across the front three. Maybe has like a monkey on his back because you're twice the player returning to England in theory. I don't feel we're onto him like that. I don't feel Premier League teams are onto him like that. I actually feel, I don't know why, but I think he might move to another European side. I called Miles Lewis-Skelly being a more ready-made Premier League player than Nwaneri at pre-season. I hear it. One love, hey Cal. One love for the super chat, my broski. I think I saw you on somebody's platform, so you know me. I'm always scouting for new talent. We're gonna sign you to the label. Get me 50 Cent G unit settings. I've never seen the fan base so united against signing like Madueke. One love. I'm not on it, but I will say if he does sign, I think every player deserves the right for me to back. One thing that will piss me off though is that, you know how some Arsenal fans are. Like, my thought would be, I'm not really feeling it. I don't feel it sends the right message. I've made the comment about Nwaneri and whatnot, but I don't think he's the worst of player. But we all know, if you were to ask certain Arsenal fans their thoughts on him now, to if in the next 24 hours that advances, all of a sudden, oh my God, there's so much potential there and he's going to do this and that. I just don't think it makes sense. And I don't care how much a man gets paid. I ain't got 100 grand a week to pay anyone, but it's not my money. But he's going to be on P's, bro. He's going to be on P's. If you're Madueke, you're in your mid-20s, you're an England international, you're moving from one Premier League team to another, you know, your agent is going to get you on, I'm being conservative, of 100. Let's just use 100K a week loosely. It's going to probably be more than that. And if you're Arsenal, you know they're going to try and tie you down to a 5-year deal. I don't think it makes sense. In my opinion, I don't think it makes sense. And it will tell me, on one hand, yeah, I'm saying if the club has to be able to pivot. If you can't get 5 of the targets, you need to get someone, but it don't make sense. And I think the worst case scenario is an Ollie Watkins and a Madueke for Arsenal. And they both could work out. But it's not goosebumps, is it, Arsenal fans? It's not, man. It's not. Do you think we can get Rodrigo? I think if we really want to, I think we could find the financial perimeters to do it in terms of the wages and the fee. But we'll have to ask ourselves the question. So, to a degree, to sit at the big boy table, you've got to pay the P's. And obviously, whatever you're going to give Rodrigo, you are going to see an uplift in the wages we're paying because he's going to be on something decent. Whether it's Sesko or Gyokeres, they're going to be on something. Saka's going to get the new deal. Saliba's going to get the new deal. Okay, granted, they might not be the top earners, but you brought in, somebody, Magalhaes has signed a new extension. Other people are coming in on big money. It's all going to add. Yeah, you can caveat that with Partey's wages are gone. Tierney's wages are gone. You're still paying Kai Havertz and Gabriel Jesus. So you have to ask yourself the question. I do think we could find the pennies to scrape. I do think you could sell him a project. I do think he would listen. He saw firsthand with what Arsenal's on. But would I say we're the front runners? We're the only ones? No, I don't. This is why, for me, go and get Eze done. Make sure, if you don't get Rodrigo, there's a next left winger you could get. Couldn't tell you who, but go and put the building blocks in that car. I don't want to chase someone and then end up left-handed and left-stranded. Apologies. Would rather yield this over Rodrigo. I like him and yield this, but I'm not gonna lie, man. Just buy Rodrigo. The P's, man. It sells shirts. Just do it, man. Just do it. I don't quite agree with the rhetoric that he would be our Alexis Sanchez type. I hope so, but I just feel Alexis Sanchez at this moment, assuming Rodrigo signed for us today, at the moment of entry in the club, I don't think you're as good as Alexis Sanchez. But Alexis Sanchez was only outshined by Messi and them players. Like, he was a bad boy for Barcelona. Like, he was a much better player. Like, I'm not sure. I would look at Lookman. I think we sell Martinelli and get Rodrigo in. I thought Martinelli be the one to go. I don't know why. I'm starting to think Trossard's the one that probably is the one that's sacrificed. Rodrigo's recent form is underwhelming. It's true, but you never know. He does feel like one of them that you put your arm around him, he feels important, he starts moving mad. I know it's not the same, and I know Odegaard isn't the flavor of the month, but that's essentially what we did for Odegaard. No, it's not the same. It's therefore not the same. But that's what we did for Kai Havertz, and you saw an uptake in it. DG, they forget Sanchez season where he hit 38 GA, different levels, but he's different. I don't want to be a stats man, but Rodrigo's numbers don't make me go, oh, wow. What makes me go, wow, is because I believe in the guy. I think he's a quality player. Still, I only don't think he's levels yet. I think he's scratched the surface of his potential. I think him and Vinicius Jr. stink up the place for Brazil. And it would just, for me, end of the day, he's a good player, innit? Brazilian, big money, just get it done, man. Just get it done, man. Just get it done. Yes, thank God for Sesko deals breaking down. It all depends what you read, because today, Sesko deal breaking down. Tomorrow, Sesko deal is happening. It's crazy. DG, if we sign Maddie, Arteta will get the blame, even though it could be better choice. I mean, nobody's going to come in without Arteta sanctioning it, because that means some degree would have been said about, do you think Madueke is a good player? You know, we can't blame Arteta for everything, but you can't absolve him. And regardless of who comes in, Arteta need to get over the line in something, bro. Like, we're at that point. Need to get over the line in something, by hook or by crook. If I were Rodrigo, I wouldn't be joining Arsenal if they're already talking up alternatives before even trying. Nah, I think that's a bit naive. You have to. You have to. I think it's just a club doing their due diligence. Big up you lot, man. You lot always, yeah. I know we're not live at 1:45 as we normally are. I'm trying to be a bit consistent in the time when we go live. I will be live at 2 p.m. with Graham though. So yeah, hope to see you lot there as well, man. I think if we really want Rodrigo, we can get him, but I'd imagine the wages will be a big impediment. It's true, but household names come with household prices. You know, you're paying 70 to 100 million for him. You know, he's probably going to be the top earner, and you're going to have a balancing act on terms of the top earners you got already. It is what it is. If you want players with the X factor, it's crazy. Late now, but I see DJ at Matt's barbecue with that thing on deck. Huh? Who was that? What's Matt's barbecue? It weren't me. 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 Running away. It weren't me. It weren't me. It weren't me. It weren't me. Yeah, Matt's barbecue. It's sick, man. You see the cheats? No, I'm joking. I'm joking. It weren't me. It weren't me. I was burst. Oh my God. I was so burst. My friends, bro, we done bare shots. Have you ever been in a place here? I was just trying to stay alive. Like, the music is it's just a madness. It's just a madness. People like, oh, Deluded, like, oh God, I'm staying alive. Do you know how much I was focusing on just trying to be a normal person and have a conversation? Alcohol is not good, man. If we don't get Rodrigo, oh, sorry, I've gone there already. Do you know what? If we don't get Rodrigo, do we actually sign a left winger? Because on one hand, we hear it's irrelevant. Like, our pursuit of Eze is irrelevant from us trying to sign a left winger, but will the club sit there and go, you know what? You have got Martinelli. You have got Trossard. Jesus will be fit. Left field, Nwaneri might be able to do a thing there. Eze can play out there. Did they pivot towards something else? I personally, and one thing I don't really rate with I don't believe in the Madueke rumors is he's stronger off the right-hand side, isn't it? His favoured position is that right-hand side. I'm more taking the rumors where it might be someone that can play on the right, but they're stronger on the left, or it's more feasible to see them on the left. The Madueke thing is not making sense, man. To be fair, Patrick, yeah, with the Nwaneri stuff, we're going to get into it. It was via the Athletic, man. It was via the Athletics. Had to drink my sorrows away yesterday, man. Still can't believe it. As cliche as it is, people, we got to value life, you know. Life is short. I know, and the thing is, I'm going to keep saying this. We all say this, RIP Jota. We all say life is short, cherish your loved ones, all of that kind of stuff. Maybe not necessarily today, but in a few days, you know, unfortunately, the saddest thing, but the greatest thing is life moves on. We say all of this now, and then we revert back to type. But take heed of it, man, because we've all got to go to the Lord one day. And I actually think it's written in it. Like, that's why I try not to stress about life or how I'm going to go out or whatnot, because I just think life is already written. However you're meant to go, when you're meant to go, it's crazy. It's crazy. Like, obviously, I wouldn't love people to die in those circumstances, but then you look at Antonio and Jota, that's the difference in life, innit? When it's your time to go, it's your time to go, man. It's sad, man. But once again, RIP Jota, 28 years of age, bro. It's chilling, man. Like, it's chilling. Organize the game, DG. Ahmed, some of you therefore can't ball. Some of you know your shit as well. I know you got to put on a brave face. You're probably listening next to your women co-workers or whatnot. It's dead. It's dead. Oh, happy Friday, come on. Happy Friday. Happy Friday, Nathan. Look at my muds. Big up you lot, man. Odegaard in the 8 would be better with Eze in the 10 for the second half, for example. That's what you want to see. You want to see Arteta. Unpopular opinion. I like the way we play. I like the fact that we're fixated, but we need the flexibility. You know, you might have to have Eze and Rice as the 8s, or do something with Odegaard, or have Nwaneri in the 10 and do all of these kind of things. We need to go against the script, because one double-edged sword is that because we've had stability and we've been here for a number of years, teams have clocked us. You know, low blocks, marking down Saka, rigid, you've kind of harmed us. You know how we're going to build up. You know what Raya can do in terms of long passing and short passing. You know, if it, you know, depending on the profile, if you've got Lewis Skelly, we're inverting off the left. You know, if Tomiyasu was fit and there's a stronger left wing option, we might invert off the left, invert off the right. We go to a back three. We've got a high line. It's kind of been clocked. You know what the striker does. You know what the left-hand side does. You know about the runs of rise. You know what we do from set pieces. So yeah, naturally, that's the double-edged sword. But you got to take that to the next level. Like we need to be unpredictable sometimes in terms of our starting lineup, and also with what we do in game, man. It's getting clocked. DG, do you think Marino will play? I feel he's in the form of his life, especially in midfield for Spain. Squad player settings, man. I must admit, I like Marino, but I'm not really feeling you in midfield. I'm not. There's games for you. I prefer you in the 8. You actually, from what I want, you're more of a 6 on paper to me than an 8. But I prefer him in the 8 than the 6, man. I don't really like Marino in the 6. I think. Well, to be fair, I got £100 on Xhaka, breezing him in a foot race, man. DG, what's your play style? Take Gary Neville, take Timber, take Lewis Skelly, with a hint of Nuno Tavares. We're there, in it, like Zinchenko. I'm just a steady Eddie 5 out of 6s, but I'll do a movie. Like I'll live a movie. I'll shoot from 30 yards for no reason. Get me? I'd sell Trossard over Martinelli all day. Kurt, tell them again. Same. I'm biased towards Martinelli. I'm the worst one to ask, man. You lot know by hook or by crook. He's meaty, but he's my meaty player, man. He's my meaty player. Eze will push Odegaard to the bench. That's what I want. I want positive bad news from Mikel Arteta. I want him to be given questions. I want him to be up all night. Do I play Eze or Odegaard or Nwaneri? Or let's play Nwaneri off the right. Oh no, can't play Nwaneri off the right because Saka's there. Lewis Skelly's doing well. The new left back's doing well. Who do I play? Ben White or Timber? Pardon me, dream chasing. Kepa should start ahead around. Yeah, let's wake up now. I've done it too much, man. I went too far, man. Why are we not terminating Jesus' contract as well? That's probably too expensive, man. I'd imagine Tomiyasu's one was probably relatively easy to do. Rodrigo's not even playing in his best position, which is on the left, so we really can't judge his performances. Bro, I've been there trying to compose yourself. 100%. Honestly believe we're treating Rodrigo separate to other signings. I want to see that. Because, you know, all of the dominoes have to fall, but that just pivot in it. As long as you leave that window, knowing we've addressed all areas, I'll say fair enough. Get a striker in. Got a feeling we won't sign Gyokeres or Sesko. I reckon we're ending up with Watkins on loan on deadline day. Arteta going to spend money elsewhere. He's got to do stuff definitely with you. It weren't. I promise you. It's a movie. I don't see Martinelli going Saudi. The club won't force him out, and I can't see him wanting to go there. The money, though, money makes the world go around. The money you could earn, you stay there for a year or so. Apparently, Tommy could be going over them sides. Football inquiry. We'll go in that in a sec, man. Go over that in a sec. I'm really enjoying you lot's conversation. What's the likes on? Tommy actually relieved from his duties. It's dark for Tommy, man. I must admit, Arteta, you're dealing with him bad. 112 likes. So yeah, we can get into stuff. Dealing with him bad. I know there's no time for sentiment, but Tommy's my guy, man. But 6 minutes of Premier League football, you never fit. I understand if we want to go to where we want to go to, it's a myth, innit? Really and truly, let's make some timestamp. Sorry, folks, food before the tea news. So yeah, it's been terminated. Big up hand of Arsenal because he's playing a blinder with these rumors and whatnot, or not even rumors, just keeping us ahead of stuff, people. So yeah, man, let's get into stuff. Let's get into everything. Keep your thoughts on that coming. Minutes before turning 18, when you put into context, for Arsenal, well, yeah, this is for Arsenal. Nwaneri's only behind Cesc Fabregas. Now, obviously, it's very different when Cesc was coming through to Arsenal, and these numbers without anything, you know, don't really mean much. But it puts him in context in that he should get more minutes. He should play a lot. But man, at 17, bro, get the likes to 200. G1, you're a mod. Your attendance is shit. You are you might go down in the Tomiyasu route, you know, because when it comes to the mods, if we was a football team, you're actually the Tomiyasu of the mods. You're never here. You're never fit. You're a good player, but you're never here. You might be subjective, and I have not seen you comment, smash the likes. But anyways, they saw him roaming around the world while being injured. They had enough. I just really liked it. I know I'm saying irrelevant things, but Wenger was big on the academy. We paid off the academy. The academy players are about. Former players have been in a number of roles. We all know about Wenger's history with Japanese players. Tomiyasu is there. You was here yesterday. So you basically played 6 minutes like Tomiyasu last season. You're under surveillance as we're trying to build this team, you know. I can't lie to you. Well, under serious surveillance. But on a serious note, yeah, obviously, Hand of Arsenal drops the news and all the journalists pay homage. Takehiro Tomiyasu leaves Arsenal with immediate effect as his contract will be terminated on mutual consent. Japanese defender will be back at the end of 2025 after suffering a new injury, but his chapter at Arsenal is over, available as a free agent soon. I wonder if he'll still be allowed to train at Arsenal and all of that. I must admit, though, we don't normally do that, like a man's injured, we normally give you a new deal or don't do anything like this while you recover. But if we're finding out about this today, it's got to be something that's been in the rumbling. Why specifically? Beyond the obvious, we know a man can't stay fit, but beyond the obvious, I would love to know why this is. Is this led by Arteta? Has Berta just said, you know what, I come in there, I ain't really got time for this sentimental thing. Should you argue we should have waited for Tommy? Because surely we could have made some peas, at least a 10, 15 million, maybe more. But again, the fitness, because he's being linked with Saudi. But could he rock back up in Italy? And I do wonder, what does this mean for any additional recruitments in our team? Imagine if his wages are being used for Rodrigo. It should be Tomiyasu's wages, Partey's wages, Tierney was on big wages, Nelson's probably gone, Jorginho. Take that money and distribute it to the Rodrigos, the Gyokeres and Seskos, the Ezes, the new deals for Salibas, etc. Edu would have kept him for good relations. It's dark, man. Moving hella ruthless, and that should put a message out. Get Gabriel Jesus out. You never know, but I'd imagine, because remember, we've got to essentially come to an agreement that, I don't think Tomiyasu's left for free. Like, my contract, if you were to pay it out, I don't know, it's probably, I'm making up random numbers, but 2 million. If we cut this now, you can give me 1.5. We still have to pay for Donny, so I wonder what that makes. And you know what, if that is the case, Jesus is going to be significantly more expensive. He's got 2 years left on his deal. This guy had a year left, apparently with an option of a further year. The other day, he signed a new renewal. We had no choice. He's been a sick note since he came here. And of course, I love the guy's passion, but that is no good if you can't play. Yep. There's nothing to disagree. Tomiyasu to end injury-plagued spell at Arsenal. Darkness, man, with that sentence. Tomiyasu is leaving the club after mutually agreeing to terminate his contract. The Japan international is recovering from a knee injury, having played just 6 minutes of football last season. He faces up to another 5 months out as he continues his rehab from the operation he underwent in February. The 26-year-old missed the start of last season with a previous knee injury that also required surgery in 2023. His existing deal was due to expire at the end of next season, but BBC Sport has learned that Tomiyasu and Arsenal have reached a contractual settlement to end his contract. Tomiyasu, who joined Arsenal from Bologna in 2021, made 79 appearances for the Gunners, and that sums up Tomiyasu. I love the guy. I love his attitude. We all love Tomiyasu, but fundamentally, you think of Tomiyasu, you think of injuries, and what can sum up Tomiyasu is the fact that he faces another 5 months out. He has only played 6 minutes of Premier League football, and 2021, 4 years, 79 appearances. That's horrible, That's actually mad horrible. It's sad. Tierney's already left, while there's also a chance Zinchenko leaves before the summer transfer deadline on Monday, September the 1st. There's no chance. You need to cut Zinni, bro. I need Hato to arrive at this football club. You need to go. Kivio, I want you to stay, but I just see a reality where Kivio says, Gaffer, I want to go. Maybe he doesn't. Yeah, who knows? Again, the BBC have spoken. Sammy Motbell's dropped a thing. I'm going to kind of skip through some of it. We know that Kepa, Zubamendi, Nordgaard, and Christian Mosquera are people we are pursuing. Subscribe and smash the like button. We all know a striker is on the agenda, right? And we have heard previously that 70 million appears to be the kind of ballpark figure, whether that's on Sesko or Gyokeres. And there's a lot of rumors and everything in between people. Some of you are always here. We've covered a lot of this stuff. There's a lot of drama. And I must admit, I am at that point now where we can make a case for and against a Sesko or a Gyokeres or Ollie Watkins or this one and that one. Bro, just get one in it, because anything other than Isaac, which ain't going to happen, is not our first choice realistically in an ideal world, right? A move for Slovenian international Sesko has substantial backing from key figures at the Emirates, including Arteta. BBC Sport has learned the player's agent Elvis Bazanovic was invited to Arsenal's final home game of the season against Newcastle as a guest of the club. But a deal to sign Sesko has proved difficult. Sources have indicated there's still no agreement between the 22-year-old and Arsenal, let alone the two clubs. Of course, a breakthrough could come at any moment, but the suggestion is that striking a deal for Sesko has proved significantly harder than expected. Part of that might be down to changes towards the top of the club in recent months. With the Gunners' interest in Sesko well established, Bazanovic is understood to have developed a strong relationship with former sporting director Edu and Jason Ito. Now, I know it's not the same kind of thing, yeah, but you would imagine Jason Ito, who's been linked with Newcastle, and Edu, who's obviously gone to Newcastle, right? They were heavily involved in the Zubamendi deal, right? And I would imagine that when Berta came in, finishing touches on the deal, the legwork was done. I know it's not the same, but surely if Sesko was someone we've been looking at for a number of years, and we were led to believe, how far does it go that Ito and Edu cutting has really changed things with Sesko? It's got to be something else. Maybe Leipzig have changed the dynamics in terms of the asking price. Maybe Sesko in the deal. Maybe Berta is pivoting towards a more ready-made target. Maybe man can change their mind, Like maybe Arteta said, I'm on the Berta thing. I mean, I'm on the Gyokeres thing. Because at one point we wanted Vlahovic, and nowadays I look at Vlahovic. I do wonder how it would have worked at Arsenal, because you talk about how you don't like pressing and all that stuff. It probably wouldn't have worked. Who knows, people? So, yeah, it's proven significantly hard. Let me know your thoughts on that. But with both Gon and Berta leading the negotiations, those nurtured relationships are no longer relevant. And there have been indication in recent days that Arsenal focused attention on other targets. The impasse with Sesko could, of course, be a strategic ploy from the Gunners to see if he'll accept what to them would be more favourable terms. Either way, Arsenal understood to have made headway with a potential move for Gyokeres in recent days. Significantly, the signing of the Sweden international is understood to have Berta's backing. Gyokeres was not a strong target for Arsenal prior to Berta's arrival earlier this year, but he believes the 27-year-old could make an instant impact, and it feels like he's doing all he can. It feels like Leipzig Sporting, are the ones doing the acting. My man's leaving his wife. He really wants to sign. So if he'll leave his wife to move to Arsenal, what will he do to score goals? Will he do the Suarez and Costa thing where he's biting people? I don't know, people. I know I shouldn't really be spoken about that, but we need some CUNTs in our team, man. We do. I had a conspiracy that Berta would tank the Sesko deal so we could get one Gyokeres. I hear it. Move on from Sesko and get Gyokeres. Leave this scrub at Leipzig. The Sesko's agent is Buki. I mean, Arsenal, Chelsea, and United fans, we saw that last season, because I think it must have been the same guy. Towards the end of, not the season that's just gone last year, the year before that, his agent was pictured at Arsenal at the bridge and whatnot. So who knows, man? For me, I just care about pivoting. I don't want to hear nothing about we tried. If Sesko's the one, cool. If Gyokeres is the one, cool. Just make sure I got my striker. Should have terminated Jesus' contract as well, sending to the Saudi league. There might be an element of not signing a left winger and Jesus to come back fit, but there is that. Terrell, one love, Makili. As Nathan has said, smash the like button. See, Nathan's doing his job. G1, you're getting put on the chopping block. In fact, we need to plan for next season. Certain mods are getting cut. Let's get the book out. I'm gonna have to speak with the sporting director about certain man. G1. He's on big wages. In fact, now you can't be on big wages. You're on the little man wages at the club. But we're about to sell you. It might be you might be Reece Nelson. I'm not gonna lie. In fact, you might be Lukonga. He's calm. So yeah, apparently Gyokeres was not a strong target for Arsenal prior to the arrival. Apparently he's very keen to join Arsenal. Apparently the striker, who is at odds with Sporting over his valuation, is understood to be keen. Should Arsenal sign either Sesko or Gyokeres, it is likely to cost them in excess of 70 million. So give or take, that 70 million is the ballpark figure that we want to pay for any player. Ollie Watkins is still being linked. He's said to be open to joining the club he supported as a boy. It's understood he and Gyokeres are the two players they've explored moves for in recent days. Eze's been linked with us aggressively this week, people. There's genuine interest in Real Madrid winger Rodrigo, with the belief he could be a game-changing addition to an Arsenal team expected to mount a sustained challenge for the Premier League title. But whether such a transfer is realistic this summer remains to be seen. There'd been no public confirmation that Rodrigo is open to leaving Real Madrid, though it's been suggested to BBC Sport by a well-placed source that the Spanish side would listen to offers. If the 24-year-old was available, he would cost at least 70 million. So that's like 140 now. On if you do get, if it all falls down and you get Gyokeres, Sesko and Rodrigo, that's 140. You're looking at around 60 odd million quid for Eze. So already scratching the 200 million pound mark. Obviously, you throw in the 50 million for Zubamendi. It might not be the greatest of fees, but you throw in, what's been spent on Kepa or Norgard and things of that ilk. We need to get some money into the club. And apparently we can spend 200 million or so. We hear war chest and powder dry, but as you know, really showing our muscles in that regards. But again, none of these guys have signed for us at this moment in time. But the obvious, we know we're linked with Anthony Gordon. That isn't going anywhere. In terms of Eze, he's on the list of our targets. He has a release clause of 60 million plus 8 million in potential add-ons with 2 years left to run on his deal. Palace reps have, according to sources, been made aware of Arsenal's interest in Eze, who's open to a move. Sources insist Palace would demand the full release clause should any club formalise their interest. But whether that stance softens towards the end of the window remains to be seen. It ain't me saying this, but Chelsea winger Nodi Madueke is another player Arsenal have considered, particularly given his versatility. But a move for the 23-year-old does not have universal backing at the... Hey, brother, whoever is working at Arsenal that's making sure this ain't universal backing, whether that's Arteta, Berta, the cleaner, James Ellis, it ain't got universal backing from Arsenal fans in it. Forget that. For once, we've already bought a goalie. We're going to buy another defender. We've already done the Chelsea thing. Can we just buy some certified players? Not every day try and find something in TK Maxx. Sometimes let's go to, I don't know, Regent Street, Oxford Street. Let's buy some designers, some Rodrigo, some Gyokeres and all of those kind of things, man. This is interesting. BBC Sport understands Arsenal will look to sell one of their more established first-team players inside the next 12 months. A lot of players could fall under that established thing. I spoke about this yesterday. I did say Tomiyasu. Obviously, he's gone. That could be Saliba, obviously, with the contract running out. That could be Kai Havertz. It could be Odegaard with his form. It could be Martinelli. Technically, that could be Trossard. It could be anybody with that. But Martinelli has been extensively linked with a move away this summer, and it is understood that isn't something the club are ruling out. William Saliba is a long-term target for Real Madrid, but Arsenal are trying to extend the French international's contract. If Arsenal do sign a new centre-back, Kivior could be deemed surplus to requirements as Zinchenko is available. How Kai Havertz's role evolves in the next 12 months after the introduction of a new centre-forward will make for interesting viewing too. There are understood to be several clubs in Germany keeping a close eye on Havertz's situation heading into next summer when he'll have 2 years left on his contract. But I know you know, Bull. Several German clubs, though. I'd imagine, just as a fan, whether they buy him or not buy him, will throw their hat into the ring. I'm sure Leverkusen. We're not going to get 65 million back, but Leipzig, Dortmund, them kind of clubs there. Do we really? Maybe I don't know. Do we really buy that? Them kind of clubs, I don't know. The use of the word several, I'm like, what's all that? The Dortmund have the facilities. You can make a case of that, but how much are we going to want? Because we're not going to get anywhere near 60 million, but we should be trying to get 40, whether he's worth it or not. We're going to end up with Dominic Calvert-Lewin, allow it. Our biggest problem is putting the ball in the back of the net. We never have anyone there to put in the back of the net. Nobody does that better in world football than Gyokeres. Just get him. I hear it, but harder than that. Get what works for Arsenal. Big names and big wages need to stop. We just put the wrong players on those, man. Madueke, Rodrigo. Yeah, you don't want us to have good things. You can't be an Arsenal fan. But how can Berta override Arteta's advice and bring a player Arteta doesn't want while he takes the blame when the club fails? Not possible. Arteta has control. I'm Jesus. Allow me. I'm injured. But when I play, you see the quality. If you play. And if you lose your moderation status, is peak. Because like Jose said, let's see where they play, if they play, how they play, or whatever he said. Nico Williams, 10-year contract. He's probably laughing with the bread, though. And he will go Barca one day. But I'm not going to lie. Unless Nico Williams does it, he's a good player, but unless he does an absolute mad thing in world's football. If you're Barca, if you're Arsenal, if you're anyone else, surely you're tired of this shit, man. You don't know what he wants, man. Don't know what he wants. Arsenal are understood to have made headway in potential move with Gyokeres. We've gone over that kind of already, people. We know we've got a genuine interest in Rodrigo. It'd be interesting to see who we sell in that regards. Ben Jacobs on Eze said he's keen on the move. There's a clause there, 68 million all in. If Arsenal make an approach, I think there's a more realistic chance that they do bid. The likelihood is that they will go a little bit lower or offer a different kind of structure. The clause is payable in installments, but it is relatively difficult because some of the money goes to the player, some to Palace and some to his former club. So the breakdown of the add-ons, the payment structure, the money required, and the moving parts of what Eze means for everything, it comes down to it. But if you want Eze, if you want Rodrigo, if you want Sesko or Gyokeres, you've got to pay the fees, innit? The interest became concrete about 10 days ago. Arsenal was serious about Eze. I'm expecting a bid. The first bid never gets accepted. I'm expecting that bid to be below the release clause, and I'm expecting that bid to be within the next 2 weeks. In that meeting at the weekend, there were senior football people from Arsenal pitching to Eze's camp. This was not just we like you, we might go for you. This was a discussion about numbers. Team news and ticks. Eze, that is a deal Arsenal could get wrapped up in the next hour if they wanted to. Eze is desperate for it. There are rumours, I don't know where from, that Palace are willing to do a deal under the release clause. Ben Jacobs has said Sesko, Gyokeres, who knows, maybe Watkins, they're all being leveraged against each other. Arsenal want to do one thing, sign either Gyokeres or Sesko at 70 million euros. Berta will be saying, if we don't get Gyokeres, we'll go for Sesko. If we don't get Sesko, we'll go for Gyokeres. I bet you neither Leipzig nor Sporting know the true reality. If neither come off, you've still got Watkins, but I think Aston Villa, because they just sold their women's team to satisfy PSR concerns, will be really bullish and hold out for 60 plus million. Boy, Trossard has signed with a new agent, people. DH Sports and Entertainment Agency will be in charge of his future. So maybe there'll be some clarity. Understand Arsenal had new rounds of talks for Noni Madueke as a player could be open to the move. Nothing advanced yet in terms of club-to-club approach or direct negotiations, but Arsenal maintain contact separate from Eze deal, says Romano. Just forget all of that. Xabi Alonso and Real Madrid are opening to letting Rodrigo leave if an appropriate offer comes. Arsenal have held preliminary discussions. That's being reported at The Athletic. In relation to Mascara, he's rejected Valencia's renewal offer. Arsenal's second bid was more than 10 million euros, but did not reach the 14 to 50 million and was rejected. Valencia want 20 million euros. El Nasser to bid 85 million euros for Martinelli. Arsenal not keen on selling, but could be persuaded. We've gone over Eze, Madueke. Tomiyasu has interest from Saudi. Gabriel Heinze has joined Arsenal's backroom staff and replaced Carlos Cuesta. Was a defender, is quite passionate. We're linked with him in 2024. And I could say, just by looking at him on YouTube and stuff and how he behaves as a coach, Gary Neville's going to chat shit about him. He's another passion merchant, people. James Ellis has become our new technical director. So we got a new sporting director and technical director. Tregonozzi, the Juventus guy, is not expected to be appointed. Suggestion is that striking a deal for Sesko has proved significantly harder than expected. We've made headways over a move for Gyokeres, and we've reached out to Fingy's camp. But it's all conflicting. On Nwaneri's new contract or potential contract stuff, we can go over that. We have covered this in a video I released today. We all know he signed a new deal in 2014. We all know that there was a bit of a struggle to get there. The relatively short-term deal, short-term left on the deal is not necessarily a cause for concern. Nwaneri and his rep went close to the wire before committing the first pro contract. Amid interest from other clubs, Nwaneri's participation in England's under-21 successful European campaign is now over. Perhaps with that commitment out the way, talks may accelerate soon. Nwaneri wants to stay at Arsenal. He's from the area and has a deep connection to the club. His development is his priority, and that has been well managed at the Emirates Stadium. Although his playing time diminished at the end of the season, he still made 37 first-team appearances across the course of the campaign, and an impressive amount of faith for any teenager. For a club, however, having such a gifted player so close to the expiry of his contract induces a little anxiety. After making such an impressive impact in the first team, he scored 9 goals and made 2 assists in all comps last term. He's a highly coveted talent. Chelsea and City aggressively tried to get him before he signed the scholarship. There is known, and Arteta's played him this season, and he made his debut the 2 years ago, and he played he came off the bench against West Ham. There is known to be interest in him from the Premier League and abroad. Naturally, if you're the German clubs, Dortmund and all of that, we've seen with Bellingham and the rest of them, you can see what's going on there, innit? So it is what it is. If Nwaneri doesn't sign a new contract, he can discuss terms with foreign clubs from January 2026. Arsenal consider this an issue that needs addressing swiftly. They do not want to sell Nwaneri, even if any revenue recouped for the academy player would represent a significant windfall in their calculations for PSR. Something will have to give. Sources close to negotiations speaking anonymously to protect relationships are optimistic talks will result in a renewal, but until it's agreed, the concern lingers. Fair enough, people. And we know we want a number 9. We know we've been linked with Anthony Gordon, Nico Williams, Rodrigo, Madueke. Separately, Arsenal hold an interest in Eze, Morgan Rogers, and Morgan Gibbs-White. So we want some English Premier League proven players, I guess. And you'd imagine Nelson is going to leave. You never know what could happen with Trossard. Again, apparently Rodrigo remains in the mix. It remains to be seen if landing one of these players would require Arsenal to sell one of their existing wide options. The Athletic reported on Thursday that Real Madrid are open to letting their Brazilian forward leave this summer. Martinelli is admired by Bayern Munich. He has a deal until 2027. We hold an additional deal in a year in his deal. He's happy in London, but money talks in it, really and truly. Trossard, meanwhile, has been in talks with Arsenal over a potential contract renewal. Much may depend on what Arsenal ultimately pay for a centre forward. The club recognise that if they are to achieve all their aims in the market, they may need to be creative. So yeah, Morgan Rogers, Morgan Gibbs-White, Eze have all been linked. Arsenal see Nwaneri's future in central areas rather than on the flanks. Regardless, the arrivals of Madueke Eze or another attacker could reduce playing time, and we need to, think about what we're going to do with Max Dowman to come. So be very interesting to see exactly what we do. Mehmet Ali has left Arsenal's under 21s and his head coaching role to become part of the backroom staff at Brentford. Can't begrudge that. Everybody wants to make something of themselves. He's done well at Southend and MK Dons and Arsenal's academy. Now got an opportunity in the first team somewhere. Jason Ito's being interviewed for the director job at Newcastle. Edu left to do his thing at Newcastle. At Nottingham Forest. Carlos Cuesta's gone to Parma. It is what it is. It doesn't surprise me that the vast majority of the squad the squad and the coaching staff have been together for 3, 4, some 5 years. There's a bit of change, and we saw Jack Wilshere cut as well early in the season. You never know. Don't want to upset myself with the Madueke stuff. So yeah, Gabriel Heinze is joining our coaching staff, people. So yeah, Arsenal value Eze below his £68 million release clause. There's been no bid to date, but Arsenal's interest is serious in advancing. Eze is understood to be keen on the move to Arsenal. I've mentioned James Ellis's promotion. Both Real Madrid and Xabi Alonso are open to Rodrigo leaving the club this summer. They will not stand in the way if a suitable offer is made. Arsenal have held preliminary talks with Rodrigo's camp. We've gone over that already. Tab Police, there's a method to the madness. We've gone over that with Eze. We've gone over Martinelli. We've been linked with Xavi Simons before, people. Apparently, the challenge is complicated. It was a complicated deal when Leipzig bought him. Apparently, the total outlay Leipzig spent is 80 million, and it was guaranteed a fee of 50 million. But if he leaves too soon, a lot of those add-ons would not be paid. There's a window of opportunity, so I'd keep a small eye on Arsenal, but I don't want to get anyone overexcited needlessly. I like him, bit hot and cold. You can't rule out anyone. Team News and Tix said the original thought was that Leipzig wanted 83 million. I think the structure is as complicated as a fee, because I think that 83 million was all up front, essentially like a release clause. And if you want to break it down, Leipzig wanted more money. Arsenal always thought Leipzig would budge. Obviously, don't want to go to that amount, and it's been stuck. It seems as if it's hit a bit of an impasse. Leipzig's point of view is Arsenal haven't put their best foot forward. I think Arsenal's point of view is there's no point with the numbers they're speaking. They're not putting any foot forward. From him being our preferred target, I would say it probably now looks unlikely. It's not completely off or dead, but it probably won't happen. Seems a game of chicken. And yeah, we've gone over David Ornstein reports previously. At this point, we know Real Madrid are open to letting Rodrigo go. Coaching staff for Arsenal admire him and believe he could be an option on the left and the right on their attack. He's featured in discussions internally since the latter part of last season. And we were apparently targeting 3 players in the attacking ranks, and apparently Eze's part of that. It'd be nice to see, but seeing's believing. Man United, Man City, and Real Madrid apparently are all tracking Sesko's situation in case Arsenal fail to get the deal done. Berta hopes to finalise the signing of Gyokeres. The player wants to join Arsenal and is now close to agreeing personal terms with the club. Sporting have so far been uncompromising, but Berta hopes to settle on a fee slightly below 70 million euros. That was being said by L'Equipe. We've gone over that already. But then sources have apparently told Court Offside, where Sesko is concerned, that we might reach a compromise on 75 million euros. Arsenal don't want to pay over 70 million for Sesko. Arsenal waiting to see if Leipzig change their stance. Leipzig probably know other people will get interested. So yeah, we're struggling with that, and we'll have to see what goes on. We're still being linked with Bradley Barcola off the left-hand side. We've been told that he doesn't necessarily want to leave PSG, and that Luis Enrique still considers him a key part of their plans. But it's easy to link us with everybody, if I'm honest with you. So I won't take too much stock in that, if I'm completely honest. Thomas Partey is being linked with Atletico Madrid, Barcelona, and Juventus, as well as the MLS, Saudi, and the United Arab Emirates, as he's now left Arsenal Football Club. Bundesliga clubs are monitoring Kai Havertz's situation. Who are these Bundesliga clubs? Because Leverkusen and Bayern Munich, cool, but we're probably cheating the game. Who else? Who else could there be? Yeah, Mehmet Ali's left, as we've gone over that already. So, bit of a changing of the guard. Apparently, Crystal Palace want Kivior, people, and that could be used as a make-weight in any deal for Eze. Would you lot do that? I'd do that. According to Give Me Sport, Crystal Palace are exploring whether they could receive a player from Arsenal in return should an agreement for Eze be reached. The idea of an informal swap deal is being floated, but it's not yet clear which players Palace could target. Kivior, Nelson, Lakonga, Rob, hey, we got stuff for you, man. We got stuff for you. We definitely have stuff for you. Arsenal want signing on best possible terms. Talks now ongoing to find an agreement. At this point, we probably will get over the line with Mascara, but we probably know that one's going to drag. Arsenal will not make a move for Rodrigo till August, giving them time to balance their account. Player not spoken to Jabi Alonso yet. Arsenal willing to pay 90 million euros. We all know Nico Williams has extended his stay at Athletic Club or Athletic Bilbao until 2035. His release clause has been increased by more than 50%. So what's that, 100 odd million now? Fair enough, Bilbao. Fair enough. Fair enough. And apparently the Barca deal off due to registration issues. So what's going on there? Highly rated, the head of recruitment, James Illis, is set to become the new technical director. The Matteo Traganuzzi stuff hasn't come off the ground. Charles Watts has spoken about Tomiyasu. Oh, sorry, that's about Arteta. Oh, well, it's sad, man. It's sad. And we were linked with the Monaco lad, Elise Ben Seguil, before. And yeah, apparently they've said he's not allowed to for sale. So we to be fair, we've been linked with a couple of the Monaco lads. Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea target Malik Fofana after Lyon set price tag. Apparently Nottingham Forest this week agreed a fee for him. They've set a price tag of 51.5 million. I mean, if you can't get Rodrigo, this needs to be done. 11 goals in 41 appearances. Did well off the bench against United. Still quite raw. Personally, I would have loved us to get Ryan Cherky. It wasn't meant to be, but that appears to be all the news in that regard. The whole transfer window is Chelsea and Brighton. Damn. Sell Kai to Bayern. Revenge on company for saying Lokonga the new Yaya. Straight swap Martinelli for Eze. I don't know about that. Selling 29 would be one of the best things this club has done in years. I'd bring in someone like Visa as backup, 20 million and low wages, sell Havertz. I hear that, but if you're Visa and you move to Arsenal, you're going to want some peace. We were linked with Ekalushe as well. Wouldn't want Fofana, Nwaneri better with more potential. One's off the left, one's off the right, though. Liverpool probably get Hugo Ekitike. I can see, you can't rule out Liverpool getting Hugo Ekitike and Rodrigo to go with Salah. Forget about it if they do that. Liverpool get Sesko due to their striker situation. Boy, Juventus already have David from Lille. They won't get any striker now. Would you consider poaching Michael Edwards and Richard Hughes for Arsenal in a year or two? I'd love that, but I don't know how it'd work with Andrea Berta. 283 people in there, 141 likes. Get the likes up to 200. Come on, people. We must be able to get 200 likes. We've got 149. So that's 51. Same as Zubamendi's release clause. Apparently, Gyokeres rejected approaches from El Hilal and Al Qandasa, so he's not keen on moving to Saudi. Omri as a manager could sign anyone he wants. Lots of Arsenal coaching staff getting promotions. What's going on? Must be top coaches. It is what it is, man. Deluded. Have you seen Sammy Motebell's tweet about Tommy? Unless there's something new, then no. Unless he's updated and said it's wider the mark. Man said, Vardy, here we go. We spent time and effort getting rid of one underperforming lazy player only to sign another. Damn. That's not fair to Cap. I know he's got a language style, yeah. I know he's got a language style, but I can't lie. I think that's an agenda. You can't say Kai Havertz is lazy. You can criticize his ability and all that. He's definitely not lazy. Definitely not lazy. You can't accuse him of being lazy. I can say you're not good. You don't answer anything that we need in the squad, but not lazy. Ironically, you could argue that's a lazy assessment. Tommy replacement. Fair enough. I mean, Mascara can play left-sided centre-back, right-sided centre-back and right-back. We've got Lewis Skelly and Calafiori, and I wouldn't rule out another defensive addition. And you have got Kivior, unfortunately, and you have got Timber and White and all the rest of it. Unfortunately, as much as I like Tommy, become obsolete now, innit? Well gone, though. L'Equipe said you guys had a verbal agreement with Gyokeres the other day, and now we ain't seen nothing. Verbal agreement, personal terms, all these things. But what's being reported in the media and what's going on in the real world of football can be something very different, very different. Like, it could be the truth, but the truth's obviously sensationalized and exaggerated. That's why, for me, I only really like Hand of Arsenal and David Ornstein, because David Ornstein don't really do the chattings, just puts his information out and F's off. Hand of Arsenal's doing the Lord's work. Romano's obviously credible, and we listen to Romano, but he says the same thing a million times. And then everything in between, it's just talking points for us. We don't really believe half of these articles we're reading. No doubt Sesko suits the system, but Gyokeres looks like a gunman. I don't care. He's got them bunny blue eyes. It's a crazy. How did we get there? Oh, okay. What you doing looking in bunny blue's eyes? Moving a bit mad. DG, we say 50 million in wages, added all up. DG, we saved 50 million in wages, added all up, all players that are gone so far. And that assuming not other ones are going to leave as well. What's up, DG? Just got a flight to New York. Hope you're doing well. Dylan, safe flight, return flight. Hope you enjoy America. Partey left on his own with the new contract on the table. I understand Partey wanting more P's. I understand Arsenal wanting to renew his deal, but also moving away. It just is what it is. I did think we'd come to an agreement, though. Big up Riley, man. Who cares if Odegaard goes to the bench? Does Doku Foden complain about it? City bench is what we should be looking for. Competition for places and strength in depth. If they don't like it, then perform. I hear that. Eze is better than Odegaard physically, skills, goals, no match. But this is where Arteta is going to have to learn. I'm not saying you're wrong, but he's clearly very fond of Odegaard and Havertz. If you bring in a striker, or if you bring in people like even Rodrigo could play in the 10 and you've got Eze, got to be cruel to be kind. Any updates on Eze? I think at this point we've gone over that. The hint of Tavares is strong. I'd sell him. I'd sell Trossard over Martinelli still. Big up you lot, man. I thought when I started the earlier stream, you lot would be, I don't know where I thought you lot be. Can't sell Martinelli without replacing him with a speedster. Even that in the squad, man. Imagine you got Eze and Rodrigo and this one terrorizing teams. And then for the last 15 minutes, 30 minutes or whatever have you got Martinelli being a road runner. And if Martinelli ups his game and we've got real genuine competition in a lot of places, we're the winners in it. And this club wouldn't even consider an offer for Nelly if they didn't have strong belief Rodrigo's coming our way. They both want Brazil squad. Makes no sense for both to battle for the starting squad for Arsenal. I think both will be in the Brazil squad already, man. Rodrigo's Carlo's boy. Carlo, you know what Martinelli's on. You know what he did at the Bernabeu. Whatever man say about Martinelli, big game player, transitional king. Say what you want about my guy. Who bagged against Liverpool? Who assisted against City? Who scored against Chelsea? Who scored a goal that at the Bernabeu, the biggest ground in Europe that had fans emptying? And we're probably going to, it's written in the stars we play Real Madrid next season. Who's their right back or somewhat of their right back? I don't make the agendas. I just play them better than everyone else. DG, would you rather Bacola or Rodrigo? Rodrigo. I like Bacola though. DG, if we get Gyokeres and Rodrigo / Eze, do you think we can finally win it? I'd feel a lot more bullish, but even if we were to have the dream window, like Rodrigo comes in, Gyokeres comes in, everything else, I'm now looking at Arteta because I need you to be flexible. I need you to evolve the system. I need you to find ways around low blocks. I guess what I'm going at is there's many different parts of the job. And what I mean by that is clearly anything we're going to do next season to get over the line is centered around recruitment, depth and quality additions and people that can, you get where I'm going. Recruitment. It's above my pay grade, but clearly there's something to do with the whole keeping people fit. And I guess they just review the physios in it because the bodies have been dropping like flies. So squad depth, squad quality, physio stuff, tactical stuff on the training ground. We score a lot from set pieces. We're actually conceding a lot from set pieces. Our defending statistics are quite good, but dropping points from winning positions, goals conceding in certain aspects, these are avenues. We're talking about scoring goals. We scored 100 goals last season. We've done that for the last 3 years, but we've known we need a striker. There's several different talking points. And there's several different ways of going about it, but we need to exhaust all of these things, control what we can control internally. We can't control necessarily people getting injured. We can't control dodgy refereeing decisions. So everything that we've been bitching about for the last 2-3 years, whether that's the manager, whether that's recruitment, do it differently, innit? It weren't me at Matt's Bar. I don't even know what Matt's Barbecue is. I don't even know. I don't have any friends called Matt. The only Matt I know is Southern Gooner. I need to get him on the platform. Who's that? I don't know what's going on. If you saw me, you saw me. Big up Sebastian. Question: does Martinelli start ahead of Rodrigo for Brazil? If so, are you happy to sell Martinelli for him? I don't think he would, but nah. Bring both, man. We need boys from Brazil, man. And also, I forgot about it. Shot Fabio Vieira. That will be the best business I see this summer. If we can get Fabio Vieira off, because I can't see a market. Not because he's a bad player, but I just can't see a market. It just stinks of a loan. Click the like button, people. 273 of us in here. Don't do DG dirty. Leave a comment in the comment section, not just the live chat, people, man. Are you really rocking with DG Nation? Are you really supporters? If we don't get Rodrigo, we need someone else. Exactly. I don't know, man. Someone comment. Sorry, I'm late to the party. Come on. Trossard, Jesus, Havertz, Gabby, bye-bye. I don't want to watch another season with these guys in attack. Yeah, this time next year, I'd imagine they're gone. Gibbs White in Man City, 25 goal contributions. To be fair, though, I know you're not going to get Eze and Morgan Gibbs White and Morgan Rogers, but when I look at Eze, Morgan Gibbs White and Rogers, They're all strong runners. They can all play in midfield. They all got the physical capabilities in the modern day, but then they all cost peas. Martinelli will get 40 plus GA this season. Not my words, the words of DG. Stop telling lies. Rise up where that's happening. If it happens, I said it though, but I didn't say that. Why sign Rodrigo, who's running away from competition? Is he competent enough? Sign him, bro. He's definitely competent enough. I love the fact we have an unpredictable midfield next season. If we had Eze, balls in Mikel's court now. Yeah, but we all know it's going to be Rice, Superman, the Odegaard. Tomiyasu being released was not what I expected today soon. Neither was I. Expect the unexpected. Expect the unexpected. We need 3-4 attacking players. I think 3 is even. I think I would love 3. I think 2 is what I'm betting my hat on. 3 would be a dream. 4, if I'm saying 3 is a dream, 4 is a different kind of movie. Oh, what happened there? Oh, Hand of Arsenal leveling up this window, probably the best side story so far. And all that for me, it's to see the people breading. I like Tommy, but if a decent offer comes in, sayonara. BG, you ain't gonna worry about offers. The contract's been ripped up. Working hard like a donkey is honorable, but stupid if you don't work smart. True. Havertz is not lazy. I watched him run until he collapsed in 90 minutes with the flu. Trust. Remember the Wolves away last season. Kai is one of the best work rates in the squad. Yeah, man. I'm all for criticizing, but we've got to be honest, man. We can say he's not a good player, but we can't. It's just not right to accuse a man of being lazy. If I'm honest, man. It's not right. I think alone would do Nwaneri good. Maybe I'll review that in January. Maybe next season, provided a new deal signed. Other than that, it's oof. You're 17, bro. I know Ainsley Maitland-Niles went on loan and it could happen, but yeah. Work rate is the bare minimum. You're right. Arsenal could use Fabio Vieira to get Eze easily. Bro, float the ideas. The last one of the fringe players would be Kivio. Unpopular one. And it's unrealistic. Do you even float the idea to Palace about Trossard? I actually would like to keep Trossard as part of the squad because the likes of you being a super sub, Martinelli for the pace, Marino and Kai Havertz, the option of up front, because there might be a game where we've got Rodrigo, we've got Eze, we've got Odegaard, we've got Gyokeres or Sesko, Saka's on the pitch, but it's just not happening for them. Like, you might, 3-4 games a season, Marino might come off the bench and do the Leicester away thing, or Havertz might do that, or Trossard might do that. But do you float that idea? I'm not sure. So, DG, who do you think will end up signing as a forward, Sesko or Gyokeres? Well, I'm led to believe... Well, I thought Sesko, and I still believe Sesko, but based on reports today, it's looking like Gyokeres now, isn't it? I think we go in for Hato if Zinchenko leaves. And I know it all depends how you feel with the payments and whatnot, but I'm no accountant. And again, there could be outgoings, but Hato's setting you back 40, 50 million. You've committed 50 odd million for Zubamendi already. You just throw in the 5 million for Kepa, then 10 odd million for Norgard, up to 15 or so million euros for Mascara. You sign Eze, that's looking like 60 minimum upwards. Rodrigo, you're looking at anything from 70 to 100. It's as of what we discussed earlier, ballpark figure seems to be 70 million for a striker. You add all of this up. It's not that we can't, but do we see it happening? And of course, you might be able, every little helps. Wages are being freed up with, we haven't got any out. We haven't brought any money in, but Partey's now gone. Tini's now gone. Jorginho's now gone. Tomiyasu's now gone. You also have to add in the fact of Gabriel Magalhaes and Miles Lewis-Skelly signing new deals. You'd imagine Nelson's going to be sold as well. So it all depends. DJ, have you seen the Evil Dead movies? Nah, I ain't, We should have brought in Marmoush in the winter for 75. Reckon less if you tried. Havertz's demeanour is laid back, but he's quite far from lazy. He's one of the hardest working players in the Prem, regardless of ability. I Junior, no Diddy jokes, man. We don't condone what them boys there did, bro. Fire for them, man. Hato in January. Would you move mid-season? Assuming he's even at that club, because Chelsea are linked with him, Liverpool are linked with him, everyone's on for him. Would you leave in January? I actually think it makes sense for Hato to stay at Ajax for a year. I want him. Definitely want him, especially with what we're talking about, and because I like him anyways, but you're playing for a big club in Ajax. I don't know if they've qualified for the champs, but I'm going to assume they're going to be playing in Europe. At 19 years of age, you've played 100 times for a football club and captaining them. Generally, how many teenagers got that? You've spent a year at centre-half, a year at left-back. You're 19. The move is going to happen. You're going to get that move. Whether it is to Arsenal have been linked, Real Madrid have been linked, Chelsea have been linked, Liverpool have been linked. Do you have to do that now? I think it's too much excitement sometimes with young players. World Cup year would make sense. in January. Yeah, but then you're like, if you move from Ajax to the Premier League, you ain't had a pre-season with your new team, and provided he joined Arsenal or someone else, you have to adapt to the league. Obviously, we don't know the dynamics of January. You might join in January, but there might be someone playing out of their skin, or the team might be in a bad moment defensively and you're thrown in. I don't think it would make sense. You know, worst comes to worst, and we don't really, well, we did it with Saliba. Do you just commit the fees, the FIFA hatter, when you say, you know what, you stay for one more year at Ajax, and then for the 2020, it'd be 2026, 27 season next year, innit? Yeah. Don't know why I doubt my maths. We need Hato. Calafiori always gets injured, and that just leaves Lewis Skelly and Timber to cover. Yep. And then you're hoping that there's no injury concerns around Timber and Benjamin White. Who knows? Someone might be suspended. He's a leader, man. But that's what I mean. Your stocks are going up, bro. You're going up. Just let Max Dolman slow cook. Big up my guy, North London Forever, Steve, AFC TV. Another one that's always here. Afternoon, DG. I want you to do two things for me. Sign Gyokeres and get me a new Swedish girlfriend. This guy's a madman. I don't know any Swedish gal. I don't know any. Listen, Gally, my phone is dead. See, no pinging. No pinging. Shout me. In fact, let me stop, because this is how you get messages. You think you're funny. Yes, I do, darling. Yes, I do. I'm therefore funny still. I'm therefore funny. Listen, I'm on a better thing. We're able to pivot. I have a feeling Calafiori is one of those Weetabix players. But we've been starting to buy these players that always get injured. And to be fair, we might have to stop buying people from Bologna. They've been selling us some broken chocolates. DG would get Arsenal away kit. The away kit's sexy, though. It is. It is sexy. Afternoon, Harrison, Mike. I hope you're doing well and safe. 1 p.m. Apologies, I'm live with Dan Potts. 2 p.m. I'm on my channel with Graham. AFTV's Graham. You lot make sure you're there, because we've got things to discuss, people. I've got the talking points. We'll probably relay these things, but yeah. Also, smash the like button on that. We got Kenny Ken at 5 p.m. We love an injury-prone fullback as well, man. We love an injury-prone fullback. Tierney. It goes under the radar. Slightly Zinchenko. He never gets the long-term injuries. It's a 2 week here, then it's 3 weeks here, then you're back. Obviously, someone said Tomiyasu. We replaced an injured Tommy with a injured Calafiori. But I must admit, and this is my hot take here, I know Tomiyasu's made of glass, but I think we rush players back, and I think players haven't been honest. And this is why I rate the players and why people say they don't care. When people say players don't care, it jars me. I think Tommy tried to race back. I think Jesus at some points tried to race back. I think Ben White's tried to race back. I think White's tried to race back. I think Bearman have played with injuries or whatnot. This is why I need depth, because I've said it before. I feel sorry for the players. I feel sorry for the fans and the players. I don't feel sorry for Mikel Arteta necessarily and those above you. We do rush them back. I got no evidence of that, because obviously I have no doubt the physios are, we're trying to play players when they're fit. The players are passing certain tests. But I just feel we've all played football, maybe not Premier League, but we've all played football, right? We all know, because we're committed to the cause, we don't want to let our teammates down. The manager or the physio, we might pass the tests, all the jumping, whatnot. Our hamstring might be strong. But at some point, they're going to ask us, away from all that scientific crap, they're going to ask you, are you feeling good? Do you think you're ready? You're going to say, yeah, because you want to play, you want to be involved. But we've all had injuries. In the back of your head, I'm 99.9% fit. I feel a little knock, but I'm going to soldier it. So I guess no matter how much physio stuff you do in the element of rushing back, you are relying on the players. Timber as well. Look, we all saw Timber's interview about the playing against PSG and that, and I admire Timber more, Carl. You've played too much minutes post ACL, and you've been this good. Where you're not really fully fit. It's scary. And the one time you were struggling was against PSG with what? If you watched the interview, you know what we're getting at. Exactly. Just because you can pass the test doesn't mean you're ready. So maybe the players need saving from themselves. Maybe the players need to be a bit more sensible in that, because we've seen Saka come back as well when he's not fully fit. They've tried a thing, man. I could all that squad, whether I rate you or not, think you're good enough, think I need to move on. I saw players rushing back. I saw players stepping up. I saw players that needed help in January, players performing in knockout stages in Champions Leagues in roles that they're not supposed to be in, like Marino up front. People I didn't necessarily believe in Calafiori. Life has come very fast at Nwaneri to a degree, and Miles Lewis Skelly. I feel sorry for the players, bro. I really do. Gyokeres is real. I hope he's real and not AI, because we've been waffling about him. I watched Timber ask to come back off because of the injury and Arteta sending him back on the pitch, just saying. But the league could be over by November for us. Less of that. Question, is it because we lack depth so the players are raced back and we get kicked the most? Smith Rowe hasn't had anywhere near as many injuries at Fulham as he's had with us. Well, I mean, our players do get kicked from pillar to post, but we do, when you have a small squad and you have the amount of games that we've had last season and a couple of years before that, and you throw in the fact that a lot of our players play for their countries, there's a lot of football, and the fixture calendar list isn't getting any better. There's a wider discussion. I think Pep Guardiola and Klopp have made very good comments about that, but unfortunately, the powers that be, they don't care about players' fitness. Yes, I think the Nations League is becoming a bit serious now because getting Ballon d'Or shouts. But all the players, you always see interviews, it's not serious. The players are unhappy about games. They don't care. There's more games there. Club World Cup, more games. Champions League expanded. That's all that's going to happen. Players are going to get ran into the ground. So it doesn't surprise me, especially with the hamstring injuries. Martinelli, Bukayo Saka, Kai Havertz, to a degree, I'm sure Rice picked up one. Gabriel Magalhaes, Saliba. These are players that's been the case of. Even Arteta's previously said, we've got one of the smaller squads. He's come out and previously said, we knew we didn't have the numbers and that players were coming into this season, quote unquote, in what Wenger used to say, the red zone. So it's not a surprise. It's not a surprise. Could Arteta's style of play constantly defended to the max in hard sessions? 100%. But then Arteta has also come out and said, at times when the season's in the thick of it, you know, when you're in the thick of it now, it's 3 games in 10 days, 2 games a week, there's Champions League, there's League Cup, there's Premier League. We actually haven't had time to train. And unpopular opinion, obviously you need to tailor your schedule and work on different things and play to different intensities and that, but that's food for thought. I'm not saying Arteta is right or wrong, but surely you've got to train the way you play. If training is not intense, that's not breeding a winning mentality, and it's not breeding intensity in the Premier League. Because if you train at some low level tempo and then you're playing in these high intensity games, it's not really making sense, is it? And with what he's doing, is it any different with what every Premier League club's doing? Obviously, we can't really answer that because we're Arsenal invested. But you're a bit harsh for that. We just need a striker, otherwise we're just hopeless. Even a top 4 finish this season will be a problem. Saka and Saliba need more rest. Exactly. As soon as we qualify for the Champions League from that league stage, go and do that. And also, if not necessarily rest, if we've got 10 games and you're taking off, let's just use Saka because it's easier with attackers. We've killed a team in the first half. It's 4-0. He rests. He gets 45 minutes off here. He comes off with the last 20 here. He gets half an hour rest there. Over a 10-game period or whatever, like, how much time have you saved his legs? And also, unpopular opinion, I think at the end of the day, the best players are playing like 70-odd games and are doing stuff. And I understand that. I think players have to play this, but we need to be a bit cute and clever. And that's down to the physio department, the club, and also Arteta. Eze is coming. I need more Expressions meltdown. Big up Expressions. I don't know why Expressions have a meltdown. Arsenal's confirmed the termination of Tomiyasu's contract. Is it 100% confirmed that on Arsenal.com? It's dark, man. This is from my brother Tomiyasu still. He was a real one. He was a real one. I won't forget that left back performance against Salah. You was a real one, my bro. Damn. Oh, gosh. Oh, that was way too much, but I'm a soldier. I'm chatting. I just wanted to see what was going on. We have reached a mutual agreement with Tomiyasu to end his contract with Media Effect. 26 though. 2021. But this is saying 84 appearances. Fair enough. It's still not 100 in the 4-year period. He has been limited with with appearances. He made one appearance. Wish you all the best, man. Hope you can get paid in Saudi. But it annoys me though, because if you go Saudi, fair enough. Regardless of his injury proneness, he could get a European move. Now he's still out for 5 months. Don't mind if Zubimendi is announced next week. Thought it'd be announced today, but DG day drinking after Tomiyasu news, sad times. Wait, big up the super chat. What do you think the $5 is going to get spent on? We're going to get a Maggie. Pardon me, DG, the true Odegaard is having an operation on his ankle. I've seen those rumors. I don't know whether I should take it in because some rumors have quashed it. I ain't seen Hand of Arsenal say anything. I did say my hot take was, I think Odegaard, I said it in the season, Odegaard would have surgery because to me, he was not moving. Even him, for all his poor form, bro, Take him out the firing line. This is why man want Eze and Rodrigo and these guys. The way he was moving seemed like somebody needs surgery. Now, is there any coincidence? Too little, too late. You could say no pressure off Odegaard's back in business, but he's clarting the ball like a grown. I know he's never hit it strongly, but he's smacking the ball like a grown man against Liverpool, and to a degree PSG where he forced that save from Donnarumma. A man said going for Friday prayer to make sure Madueke brother stays far away. How can a man be on Dean so a man doesn't sign for us? Can a man be going Jumma for that? You're a bad guy, man. But big up everyone. You know, religious done. Ben White and Tommy played through injury. Saka and Jesus were rushed back. Saliba, Big Gabby needed rest, but still overplayed. Rice played with a broken toe. Havertz was burnt out, but still played. Exactly. And you know what? There's probably bare man in the Premier League that are playing when there's no injuries. You know, I always say the first 10 games in the Premier League, you don't just go off for preseason, 2 weeks, everyone's fit, everyone's great tactically, new players have set in. You're kind of focusing on the first 10. I think when you get to the 10 game mark onwards, that's when players of all clubs, they're all in their kind of groove, in the thick of things and in the groove. But I would say from August, when you start touching September, not even September, that's a lie, even though there's an international break. Once you start touching October, November, this is now where fatigue, recovery, people might be playing with little knocks. This is now where that kind of stuff happens. Because there's bare injuries that have probably been at Liverpool, Arsenal, all these clubs you didn't know about. We don't know. And especially, it's one thing to say a man's injured when their form's on the floor and all of that. But some people's form, some people might be playing amazing. We don't know. We actually don't know. Lewis Skelly could have been playing with a knock this whole time. We don't know. We don't know a damn thing. We go to the pub for Tommy. Strong drink only. Let's say Gibbs White and Rodgers gives you more squad depth playing in multiple positions. If we were to sign those three, we ain't got the facilities to grab Gyokeres, let alone Rodrigo. And to the people that harp on about Tommy's availability, he was never a start anyway, so I don't know what they're complaining about now since we have White as back. I know, but for me, and I know he's never fit, but just the option to have Tomiyasu to close out games or just to use as a little sideman, and I just know you're gonna end up in the Premier League somewhere, or not even the Premier League, sorry, Europe. I'm not gonna lie, Berta, big up your thing and what you're doing, but it's smelling like Edu and that, like just ripping up contracts. I know he's been injured, he's out for another 5 months, but 26, he'll get picked up, he'll rock up back in Italy. I think there might be personal issues around Tomiyasu because I keep remember Arteta kept making a point about like we've had to keep him around. He's kind of lonely, missing family and all of that kind of stuff. It's a World Cup year. I don't even know. I'll be real. I don't know if Japan have qualified, but big them up on that one. We got 172 likes. Musk can. I believe in you lot. Musk can grab 200 people. And I'm back at 5. I'm back at 2. I'm back at 5. If there's any news, we might do an evening one, man. And we need to start streaming on Twitch, doing a bit of different content. Make sure you're following on. Hey, you lot, come, man. Follow on TikTok and Instagram and that. I'm trying to get, at least for the end of the year, trying to get to 2,000 on TikTok. We're making progress. Support the revolution. I watched Tommy a total of 5 times for Arsenal. Man has been injured all this time. Jesus too. Man played like 3 months in total. Screw the sympathy crap. Get rid of them. I got no rebuttal. That's the thing. You know he's going to rock up there. DG Twitch hot tub stream. Might just have to, there's got to be women only. Big up you lot, women only. Man. It's a bit weird, man. Tommy's my dog. I'm upset. I'm not gonna lie, I'm upset. You lot are right. I'm upset, you know. I'm actually upset. I'm doing a brave thing. I'm actually vexed. We've all got agendas and we've all got biases. End of the day, Tommy with his injuries, this is my guy. Martinelli hasn't got the decision making of yeah, I would have got cancelled for that. But he's my guy. Sterling, he stunk up the place, but bring him back. Hot take. Bring Sterling over Madueke. There's got to be a coincidence. We got Sterling on loan and we got to the semi-finals of the Champions League. Am I shameless? You know this. Arsenal announced Tommy leaving on Insta. Sorry, people. This is petty from me, but you see, once you leave Arsenal, yeah, I do unfollow you. Sorry, Tommy, man. You lot can see it. It's been a long without you, my friend. I'm a hypocrite though, because I'm saying I'm with you, lot. There's no sentiment. We gotta be ruthless. We gotta do this. We gotta do that. It's all fun and games till it's a player that I like. I ain't perfect. I ain't perfect. But there must be peas there though, man. Like, come on, man. 26 must have got at least 10 million. I hear it though. Maybe Berta's like, can't bother, man. I got things to do. Big up Tommy Yasu for doing an honourable thing. Just wish Jesus would do the same, especially with that high salary. Great show, by the way. Football Inquiry, one love. I'm not gonna lie, I hear you. But if you're Tommy, it makes sense. You got a year left. It makes sense. Cool. Give me my peas. I might be able to go back to Italy. I might go Japan. I might go Spain. I might rock up in the Premier League. If I'm Jesus, I'm not cutting that. Bro, I got 2 kids, bro. I got 2 kids and I got bills like everyone. I'm not cutting that. Are you mad? And there was even rumors giving me a new deal. Tommy's a great player. Sad that it ended this way, but really injuries ruined his career. But I suppose it's a good sign for the club moving forward, actually being ruthless. I hear it. But we're still ripping up contracts. There's no bread there. Tommy was decent backup for the squad, but never available. I would have preferred 1 more year, but we'll never forget that back pass against Man City that cost us. It's true. Everyone makes mistakes, but it's true, man. Public breaks are always ugly. You'll be fine, DG. Breakups. I ain't never had a public breakup. I remember my last breakup, though. I was here making streams. Brother, you lot were talking to me about Arsenal. Heartbreak is dark, you know. You lot talking to me about Arsenal, and every now and again, I'll start daydreaming. It's dark. It's dark. Women can destroy, man. Can't kill me, though. I'm out here. And then I did once get the Hey Stranger, but once you leave this team, you can't come back. You can't come back over here, people. But yeah, on the serious note, what was Tommy's wages? I don't know, to be fair. But I saw Tommy doing a board life on Insta and decided he had enough. Availability is the best ability, I guess, man. But yeah, man. At least you got a text. I'm a good guy. Any girl that I've stopped talking to romantically, they always come back. I'm a good guy. I am a good guy. I'm a good guy. Chair, take the conversation. Okay, you're a piece of shit. You toxic as hell, bro. They always come back. I missed you and lie, man. You can't come back when you ran through. That's crazy. I'm not one of them mama, man. Might be able to run it back a little one more time if it was lit, you see me? But allegedly, I don't know about that. I just make football content, scared of women. I need to get confidence. I'm scared, man. I'm scared, man. I'm trying to be like Riley and Nathan and all these people in the comments trying to be like you lot, man. Just I'm a nerd, basically. I'm a nerd, man. Are you sure? I'm a nerd. I ain't got Riz, man. Look at you. Why'd you keep mentioning who's Shay? I don't know what that is. DG's head is gone. Nah, not even 100. Tommy could never. He was on 100k. Fair enough. He got paid. You're free to maneuver and do what you want to do. Then when I remove the fact that Tommy obviously needs to go, I just wonder, like, if this, we all know he's injury prone and all that, but you're ripping up a contract of a 26-year-old. You couldn't have grabbed 10 million. Like, how much is Tommy really affecting what we're doing? Okay, if he is on 100, if he really is on 100k a week, that's him gone. That's Partey gone for 200 odd. Teeny was on 100 odd grand. Who else? If you clip Zinchenko, obviously, if you get him gone, if you get Reece Nelson gone, I don't imagine you're on 100 bags, but the Fabio Vieiras, the Lokongas, you start to get your resources to play around with that can be diverted to the Nwaneris, to the Sakas, to the Salibas, to the Rodrigos, to the Ezes, to the Gyokeres, so on and so forth. So yeah, man, must can grab 200 likes. 186. Come on, if you haven't hit the like button, come on. Unexpected high bills if you ain't done that. Big up, love Arsenal, hate the ops. Big up my mods, man. Apart from G1, Tommy gone, really sad, but we understand. Wish him all the best. I consider him one of Arsenal's best defenders. It's a shame, man. It's a shame. The foundation, brothers. Ramsdale, Tomiyasu, Tierney, the guys that helped set the foundations for these Premier League shouts. I can't lie, this is shameless though. Man said he got player of the month in September 2021 and then 2023. That is shameless. I feel sorry for you lot, man. I feel sorry, man. These man deserve something. Is it? Are we sure we gotta do this? Are we sure? It's a bias. Hey, one thing I remember some Arsenal fans. This is how I knew some people are real footballing men and women, and some people I don't know what they're on because, like, oh my god, So Bios had a fight with Nketiah in training. I'm sorry. Do you know how much fights must happen in football? In the training, 9 times out of 10, man, fight all the time, bro. There's bare testosterone. People want the best. Could you imagine if we watched the Invincibles train? You know how much time we saw us win the league I saw in my 30 years, us win the league at the Pagans ground in Spurs. Jens Lehmann, who's a madman, who's a madman, wanted to fight Sol Campbell. This is what we need. Your channel name fits your title so well, Dio. Oh my God. Just make sure you're smashing the like button. Big up DJB. Another Arteta masterclass. Signing, raise the levels, Nordgaard next. Big up DJB, man. Them man there, big up DJB. He's not going to be happy until we get the mad signings. And I hear him. Good luck to Tommy. He was good while he lasted. As for Nwaneri, he probably seen his best mate in Miles getting a pay rise. It's only good that he gets sorted. True, but you ain't done what Miles has done slightly. You've done well. Don't get it twisted. You've done well. 30 odd appearances, star boy, you've done well. Slapped it on City, you've done bare good things. But you ain't become England international and all those kind of things. And if I'm Nwaneri 100, I want to, if I'm Nwaneri, let's cut the biased Arsenal supporters. I want my bread, bro. Football career is short. These clubs let's cut the crap. Clubs don't care about these players. You're useful until you're useless. Get your bread and your development. If, as much as I don't want to see you go, if there is a club you could go to, play week in, week out and whatnot, if you were considering that, you got one career in it and you owe it to yourself to try and fulfill your potential. You owe it to yourself. Williams 10-year deal. Welcome to death row is all I got to say. Me and my teammates at semi-pro would beef. It's because we cared. It's normal in high school. Exactly. You fight. That's the way I look at it. You fight each other, but you go to war for each other against the pagans, innit? Against the opposition. That's just what football's about. Maybe football's become a bit too PG. Oh my God, I can't believe they're fighting. Oh my days. They're arguing. I would love to know who won though out of Eddie and Nketiah and Ceballos. Because I would say Eddie, but I reckon Ceballos is a dirty fighter. Probably punched him in his balls or something. I swear, wait, I remember Lacazette. When was it? Everyone saw the All or Nothing. And, oh my God, Lacazette is a bully. To be fair, Lacazette, I rated you, but you're bullying Jack Henry Francis. Shout out to Cedric for backing it. Remember Cedric Suarez? I wouldn't even rule out him becoming a coach at Arsenal in some capacity one day. Next is moving Martinelli to get Rodrigo Leicester there. Always support channels, even for rivals. I also love to watch Gooners hype themselves up and realize their team's inability to win. Best believe Arteta ain't winning stuff. Big up yourself, Dio. He might be new here. Don't let the name Deluded Gooner fool you. He must be new here. He must be new here, folks. He must not know that we're a different level. We might not be the most viewed and whatnot. But trust me, the channels you rate, they rate me. The most viewed channels that you rate, they rate me. It's all there out there in it, really and truly. This is the Oracle settings. We don't get the rage bait and the fanfare. This is, you get me? This is the litness. He's new here. Welcoming people. Smash the like button. He's defo new here. Joe Campbell set the foundations for Saka. I swear that when I went to all-inclusive hotel in Jamaica, I swear I see Joel Campbell working. I'm sure he helped take my luggage to the room. God forgive me. I can say it. 10 more likes until we got 100. I am live. I can't see the comment, but I am live in 30 minutes with Dan. Dan, the man. Shout out Dan Potts. Love Potsy. Big up DJB as well. This is why I don't know about anyone else here, but for me, I hate to see the whole controversy that surrounds Arsenal content creators because I just feel we've got the best collective range. You've got them top of the top gooners. You've got the bottom gooners. I can't lie. I think I'm screaming. I'm in my own lane. There ain't no one like man still. But yeah, like everyone just be nice to each other. Differences of opinions make for betterness. And in the grand scheme of things, it's football. You're new here, bro. Trust me. You're going to stop that nonsense still. Trust me. You're going to stop that nonsense. You're new here. But I will say that as long as they keep saying that, for every you're not so deluded, you get the, oh, you really are deluded, mate. As long as they're talking and you're new here, man. Big up yourself because YouTube's doing its thing. But usually Arsenal fans are the same. My group, y'all. Nah, bro. There's deluded fans of all fan bases. It's just, yeah. He's new here. All I would say is check out the content. Check out the youth content. Because my CV, I'm not gonna lie, it's time, I'm humble, but like, bro, it's verified. It's verified. All the youth players I talk about, when I say Arsenal's gonna collapse, when I say certain things there's to be positive about, I've definitely been wrong about bare things. It's verified. My name is there. Like it's there. It's there. We've put our years in. We're doing well. There's guys here that don't even support Arsenal. They fuck with the team. Say you're probably the most level-headed, not delusional, not rage baiting. Exactly. DG stands for dangerous. No, it don't. Ethan needs to get his money. Arsenal becoming ruthless. Just look at Tommy, bro. All these players need to get their money, bro. They don't care about you. I know. I'm not saying there's not individuals that care, but the belly of the beast of football, they don't care, bro. Get your money, get your development. If you move to a club and it don't work, or if you stay at a club and it don't work, let it be because of you. Because if I put myself in Arsenal's case, or if I'm the manager, if I'm recruitment staff, if I work in the academy, brother, I'm gonna tell you everything under the sun. If you're a young player coming through and you're thinking, oh, I might leave, you're gonna get first team, bro. You're gonna play. This is that until you sign that new deal, which I hope you do play. But once you sign that new deal, promises are comfort to an idiot. There's a reason people look at certain footballers as money grabbers, hate certain agents. Get what you can out of this game, bro. DG, who don't rate your show as a secret fan? You must be doing something right to be hated by some. Haters only hate those who are doing better and appreciate that. DG is very humble and balanced until he gets 3 points against your team. Because we need to, bro. We need to do more youth player interviews. Yeah, I do, man. It's become techie, man. Like sometimes it does dishearten you, man. Like I don't want to get into specifics, but there's 4 players. There's 4 players that they all got cancelled. One plays for a team that we beat 5-1. One's in our first team now. One's coming. One that you love that much coming through. And one's a left field choice. They cock blocked it, man. Maybe it's because I'm independent. Maybe I need to find a Brandon. Yeah, you lot, get me in the room. We'll do this. Just like a gentleman's agreement with other clubs that don't exist. Trust me, bro. Gentleman's agreement. I wish we lived in a world where people stood on business, words meant something, all of that kind of stuff. But you see in the world of business, where these men are ruthless, you know, Berta's ruthless. Everyone in football is ruthless. Gentleman's agreement don't go anywhere. Unless it's in cold-hearted writing. Nah, I wish. Rip up Jesus' contract. Probably going to cost too much money. I don't know what space you're living in. No one rated that guy. There's a difference between being shameless when he scored a hat-trick against Sheffield. It's sarcasm. Some losses feel like losses, but for Tommy, it feels like a win. 1 hospital bed free. Oh, gosh. Come on. Less of that. Jesus is on 260k. He ain't ripping up any big contract. This is probably his last big payday. Exactly. Like, had to switch accounts real quick. It's understandable for Arsenal to release Tommy. You can't be paid for a year and not do your job anywhere. That probably means that, do you know what? Do they feel that, yeah, we're being told 5 months, but there might be a bit of, in that regards, he might be not back. He might not come back sooner rather than later. Maybe they've had enough. Maybe Tommy's forced that. To be honest, Gyokeres might have a gentleman's agreement in writing. Remember, he said talk soon. That's true, but how far does gentleman's agreement go? Because a promise is a comfort to a fool. You might not necessarily come through on that. I hope everyone in life, I've done business with people that stand on business, that, you know, men and women of their words, but it's a dirty game. There's too much money in football for it to be clean. It's not ruthless. We have become soft. If you buy a product and can't use it until next year, you might as well get rid of it. Other clubs are normalizing this mentality. It's great to see our cutthroat mentality. Am I stupid to assume that we'll get at the very least over 15 million for the man? What? Tommy Asu, we're not getting a damn penny, my boy. He's left for free. He's gone. Would you like to see another all or nothing? Yes. I would have loved to have seen it. Well, not how it panned out, but actually the year that we missed out via City. To be fair, I would love to have seen it now. I'd have loved to have seen it now. I'm wary of time, though, people. Like, I'm going to get out of this so I can get ready for Dan Potts' stream. You lot smash the like button. Don't forget, I'm going to join back with you lot at 2 p.m. I'm going to be here with Graham. On that note, you lot stay blessed, stay safe, appreciative for you lot's talking points, smashing the like button, everything else that you do. Without you lot, the platform's dead. I beg you lot, leave a comment in the comment section after the video, people, not in the live chat, because we need to get to 70k. Every one of those helps DG Nation, which is our platform, get better. So yeah, man, we've gone over the transfer news. We've done everything. But on that note, you lot stay safe, stay blessed.
You always just got to